All right, y'all.
I got it all. I got it all written down.
Okay.
I got it. I got it. I studied it for like several for a while.
Okay.
But it's been a while because I don't like teach. I don't do all of that.
All right, y'all. So we're waiting on Brother Ahmad to get here. Brother had a small accident. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he pulling up. Is that him? Yeah, that's him. Oh, praise. Right? Right. And we got our brother Mason with us today, so we're going to go over some things in the Bible just to provide clarity and just have a healthy discourse, brother to brother. Right? Now, hopefully these Edomites sitting in front of us don't turn into a problem, because I have a feeling they just might. The Bible says, resist ye the devil and he will flee from you, so we ain't worried about no damn devils.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna just read Ruth.
Yeah, let's go to Ruth real quick. Yeah, some churches. Did Ruth fall out my Bible?
It's right before that. Well, it's right after.
Yeah, I thought I checked that, but I didn't see it. See, I'm losing a lot of pages out this Bible, but it's so precepted.
Yeah?
I don't want to get a new one. So, all right, cool. So, let me see. All right. So in Ruth 1 and 15, this is Naomi talking about Ruth's sister, right? And she said, "Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law." So,
Oh, you want to
yes, sir. So Ruth's sister was a Moabite, and she returned to the land of Moab. Let's see what Ruth has to say after that. And Ruth said, "Entreat me not to leave me, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest I will go, and where thou lodgest I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God." So you had the insistence of Ruth. She didn't want to leave because she was happy being in service to Naomi. And not to mention, there were no more husbands for her to take. That was actually half the problem, right? That's why, the whole issue of her finding a husband, came up, and she took the advice of Naomi and how to, procure Boaz as a husband. But at the end, she wasn't recognized as an Israelite. She's always been a Moabitess. And we see this happen again in the book of Judith. The man Achior, he gets circumcised, and he lives among the Israelites, and he worships Yahweh, but he's still an Ammonite.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I hear what you're saying as far as that's concerned, but just to me, they don't correlate. Number one, just because she was a Moabitess, I mean, Christ was a Nazarene.
But you got to remember, Nazareth is a city in Jerusalem.
And the plains of Moab, the country of Moab, is a city in Jerusalem.
No, it's not in Jerusalem.
It is. It shows it
No,
in your
actually,
Zondervan
hold on.
Bible.
No, hold on.
I mean, which one?
We got a map here, brother. The plains of Moab, that's a separate area from Israel.
I'm positive.
Because I have the one mind and high mind.
You know, look at it. Look, brother. This is where the land of Moab is.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's the land of Moab.
So are these people?
Yeah, the land of Moab. I got it.
Okay, so if this is where we dwell, and the Moabites and the Edomites are right here,
Right.
you're telling me the Edomites are not Israelites, but why are the Moabites Israelites?
Because what I'm telling you, remember, like when you it talks about how that they arguing with the Israelites because they were saying that Israel took over their land. It was the Moabites. They were fighting against Israel. They were saying Israel took over their land. And Israel like, we didn't take over your land. So the thing is, and they were like, God gave them the land, so forth and so on.
I think those are the Ammonites, if I remember correctly, but we're going to find it.
Probably,
Yeah, it's one of the two, though. Is that the brother right there? Hold on, let me go check on it real quick. I'll be right back.
What's up, Mom? Hey, can you find out if that girl's there today? What out, man?
Yeah, he's just on the phone with somebody. He'll be able to send me. I just want to make sure the brother all right. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. See, it's been a long time since I read that account.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm thinking that might have been when Judah was being accosted by the Assyrians, and they had a captain of the Assyrian army was an Ammonite, and he was making the claim that we stole their land. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Yes, matter of fact, where would that be at? It's in Kings.
I want to say it's in Judges.
Yeah, it might be in Judges. Hold up.
It's in Judges.
Let me see. It's around there though.
I mean, I know I got it. I mean, I got the whole book breakdown on my phone. If I keep up with my phone, oh yeah. Yeah, it's Judges 6.
Judges 6.
Yeah, 1 through 6.
You said it was Judges 6.
6, 1 through 6. Well, I'm still reading, so I'm making sure this is the one. Okay. Like I got my all of my precepts. Yeah, it was the Midianites.
Okay. The second Chronicle. Got a question? No, sir. You know what?
Pero que cada tipo. Es que no se ocupa la hora que me dice que pongo que es una palabra muy rara. ¿Cómo? Pero con qué palabra.
Yeah, it's by Jericho. That's what it said. Okay, listen.
Sure we do.
Where's Jericho?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Riverwalk this way. It's a
Oh, down, yeah. I heard it is a little bit long.
Second Kings. That's why. Okay.
There it is.
And I'm gonna have to look at it word another way. Y'all got questions?
Yeah.
So we're out here to let our people know that, hey, don't touch my books. Don't touch my books.
How you supposed to know that?
I'll read them to you. Don't touch my stuff, man.
I probably know more than you do. I got a bachelor's.
Okay, that's great.
Just graduated from Oxford. You got a bachelor's? You have associates? You got high school?
It seems like that's not doing you a lot of good, sir.
I don't want to do good because I'm out for the people. I'm not out for the money.
Okay, so I'm not out for you. I'm out here to let blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians know that we're the children of God.
I'm
Anybody
part
else?
Irish and part Indian. I'm half breed. I'm
That-
part of Ottoman.
It's
Prairie
only
tribe.
your father. What's your father?
My father is part of Ottoman. My mom was Irish.
So if your father's a Native Hispanic, then you're an Israelite. I'd expect you
I
to
already
act with
know
some
that.
decorum.
I already know that. We're the lost tribe. When it was 30,000
So
years
why don't
ago,
you sit to the side and learn? Why you in my face? I'm out here to teach you.
You ain't gonna teach me nothing. I already know.
Then get up the street. If you don't want to learn, why you here?
I'll never fuck you then.
And don't
Kiss my
get it
fucking
twisted.
pecker with ass.
You already getting a
Suck
little
my
personal
fucking
with me.
white dick,
Don't
motherfucker.
don't get it twisted.
Fuck
I
you.
will body slam your fucking ass out here. Don't get it twisted.
Fuck for the next breed.
Hey,
Come on. wanna
you
have a
sure?
good time? Yeah, I'm ready to have a good time.
Because you just
Just
walked
saying.
up in 30 seconds, you already trying to start a fight. What's your problem?
You're the one that's barking, not me.
I saw your ass down there. You look like you wanted to start a problem. What's your fucking problem?
What's yours? You tell me.
You're about to join your friend in a wheelchair. You keep fucking with me.
Come on, Joe.
Yeah, come on, y'all, and get up the street. Thank you.
Come on, let's get the fuck out of here.
Sure,
I'm
what's
tired.
up?
I ain't got time to bitch with the bitch boy.
Okay.
I want to bark. Shit. I wanna have
Southern Italian. You're probably our people. Yeah. They say that Italians have nigger blood. I know who my people are. And the Ayers and the Scots are our people too. I don't know why this brother's acting like he's crazy.
I'm not going to say that their way is yes, that we're made up of the Moors, Arabic, also the Netherlands.
Uh-huh.
It's made up of all of those. Plus, Sicilian only plays a small percentage to what mainland.
Sure.
And I was born in Providence, 41, remember?
Okay.
And I was interested in 23.
It's okay. I understand. Well, if you don't mind having a seat, we'll go right into it.
Maybe in a few minutes.
Okay,
And
okay.
I just wanted to come look, and I was kind of interested because I have seen.
I understand.
before
It's cool.
When I go to Super Bowl, my first
Okay.
and someone made a comment one day, and I said, well, you are the black Italiano. And I'm like,
I once heard it could be doing better, could be doing worse.
Oh, they have a big problem with
I
it.
said, what made me who I am is of my mother and my
Thank
father.
God I got another day to live.
I said, so it doesn't matter what I have.
He just took my spot like 11 months.
Can I show you something in the Bible real quick?
He took my spot from me.
Because the reason why we come out here to preach to
I was
blacks,
like
Hispanics, and
9.5
Native
years old,
Indians, and I know we
10
say those three peoples,
Died of a sex
but like
for
Southern
my second
Italians.
stroke.
And what's this? Are you Mexican, brother?
No, that is bad.
Hey, full blood.
Full blood Mexican? You're Mexican? What's your father?
Father is Indian and Mexican.
Native Indian and Mexican. So you're either from the tribe of Issachar or the tribe of Gad. You're an Israelite as well, right?
I'm Patrick.
Yeah, you're definitely Gad. Gad means truth. That's why the white man copies your people with the camouflage and the war tactics,
My
right?
father was born in northern Palermo. My mother was born in southern Palermo.
Mhm.
And I was actually born in northern Palermo, and I try to explain to these people to get on the light and the darkness.
Mhm.
I said, look, anywhere you go in the country, if you go north, there's a light,
Mhm.
and in the south, there's dark.
Mhm.
And they said, well, we've never seen a blue-eyed Siciliano. I said, well, you have.
Let me listen to this. This is Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So we have to let people know God only knows you. And this is just one instance of God professing his love and his allegiance with his people. So when people say God and Jesus love everybody, that's not true. And if that brother is an Ire or a Scot, these are people too. Likely from the tribe, actually, of Benjamin. That's why they're called the Fighting Irish. That's why the way he's acting, I know he's our people. Because guess what? There's a term called smoked Irish. Hey, all praises. See, and y'all are brighter than y'all let on. That's why I knew y'all were sitting there for some reason. I just wanted to know if it was contentious or not. Partially not, partially so. But hey, at least y'all are learning about the Bible, right?
Yeah, we don't understand this.
Yes, sir.
We have to learn to listen to them because whoever may be
Yep.
Isn't it not in the Bible that marijuana was put in the first world?
municipal person.
Yes, but not to smoke. Let me show you.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you. Alright. Now, this is the antiquated understanding that we have in the book of Genesis.
Not even if it's used like medical.
Well, but
smoking wise.
so like say like if you have anxiety to calm yourself down, well, all you gotta do is put it in the oven for about 250 or for 30 minutes and then eat it. Does the same thing.
Same identical thing.
Yes, yes, sir.
Because smoke and investment of eating, not to smoke.
Mhm.
Municipal purposes.
What happens when you smoke for the first time? You cough. That's your body. That's God's like programming of the body to say, hey, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So what do you keep doing? You smoke until you don't cough anymore.
That's why I heard that the other day.
I'm allergic to THC, so I don't have that.
Wow, okay. This is Genesis 1 and 29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which this is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. M-E-A-T.
Yes,
So you're supposed to eat it.
yes, you are. And also people, they really get it confused also. I try to explain it. If someone asks me about Palermo, why? About denial and Palermo. In the middle of the Mediterranean, this from our own nose. And the British colonized, which is one of it divided far the Indian Ocean, go all the way down to southern Africa, especially by Southern Area. So there was water, because
Hold on, 1 second.
if you only have seawater to drink, you can take a banana leaf and let it lay in the sun, and it takes salt.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. There's stuff like that in the Bible too, where the Most High God made the bitter water sweet with certain types of wood. Wormwood. That is one of them, though. Wormwood. Yeah, yeah.
That's his name on his It's only found on Mount Everest, and there are between 5 and 10 years. Once you reach the lotus flower, you can go back in 3 months, and there will be 10 small ones.
Okay. So they propagate based on the picking pattern.
And also, one that I am against, as far as the sea life, we have found out that the brain syrup from the people, which are all necessary, I can use a 22 pounds a day, unless someone is in
Well, I wouldn't clone them either.
they're only born every 10 years. They just run out of syrup. There's no more.
But I mean, with there being other cures for cancer, you don't necessarily have to go sword stone. But I do want to answer your question. Do you have a question real quick? What's your question? Oh, IUIC, Israel United in Christ.
Okay.
Did y'all talk to them? No. So we're with a group called Masada, but we're all Israelites. We all preach the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had talked to them before I went up here. I'm a truck driver. And when I come in here, I have seen them before. I did, there was something that someone, and I said, sir, I said, I'm not saying this is one of the Holy Books. I said, but the Holy Bible was not supported us. I said, it's biblical.
Yeah.
I said, and there's a 175
Well, and not to mention certain books weren't complete. Yeah. Like what is it? The Book of Jasher. They found like 1 or 2 pages, and that was it. But the thing is, though, we got enough to do what God put on our plate for this, because we're in captivity.
We also
So-
have the Book of Yohana.
I'm not familiar.
Okay, Book of Yohana comes from Bethlehem.
Okay.
And when it was being written at the same time the Bible, it's very hard to translate Arabic and almost impossible. So that's why the Bible shows us for language to be translated.
See, I need to do more research on linguistics, because when it comes to Arabic, I know next to nothing. But Paleo Hebrew, I know enough to be dangerous.
I'm overpass Arabic.
On what side?
My mother.
On your mother? Okay. Yeah.
My mother. My father being the full-blooded Sicilian, my mother until we went down 7 generations. We did not find out that there was Arabic because like 7 generations before my mother was born, Eric was stronger in the bloodline than he was.
Yeah, so y'all look like them, but then
Right.
yeah, that's what happened. Actually, let me read one more thing to you in the book of Hosea. And what was your brother's name who's from? What was his name? I'll just apologize for him. Y'all know his name? Okay.
I call him Red. I call him Red.
Red?
I call him Wedo. I don't know.
Oh, my.
I'll just call him Red. You know, I don't want to be personal with him.
And he, it's just something he doesn't understand because when he said something to me, I was coming up here anyway, but I wanted to be a calmer situation.
Yeah.
So, and he said something about the photograph. I said, what dimension?
Oh, I'm sorry? Say it again?
Photograph here.
Yeah, he was looking at, I guess,
Yeah.
white Jesus, and he looked at this and he didn't like that.
Right. Okay, like I say, but you don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, and if he had just asked me, I would have told him, like, just because you look a certain way don't mean you're not of these people.
I don't know him, but I don't strike me. It doesn't strike me for him to be a person like that.
Well, I mean, I would assume he's intoxicated because he's starting to fight with a complete stranger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's fine. But this is Hosea chapter 7 and verse 8. Ephraim hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. So like our Hispanic brothers, y'all would be from the northern tribes. We would know you as Ephraim. That's why when it comes to so-called Mexicans, you have Mexicans who look like me, you have Mexicans that look like you, and then you got Mexicans that look like you. They run the gamut. And it's the same thing with so-called black people.
Most of the ones that look like me you find in Monterey.
Correct. Yeah. We're the rich folk retired, really. You know what I'm
Basically,
saying?
when I had moved to the U.S. in California, I joined the Marine. It was so hard because I had asked my dad, it was great. But it did not have mine. And in my country, I am an islander of Mediterranean. They didn't have one.
So in Italy, you're not even Italian?
No.
Wow, I did not know they did that.
And yes, I was born in Sicily.
So the Sicilians have to designate themselves as Mediterranean
Yes.
instead of Italian.
Because we were here 300 years before the Italians.
That actually makes a lot of sense because if you're not Italian, then why are they going to have you put Italian?
Right. There is one
Oh.
thing that
I'm glad y'all came up here.
that makes sense. We do have to speak the Italiano language. Because that is completely different to our government.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense because you know about the Gullah Geechee people?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the only so-called black people here in America that managed to stay pure.
I brought it up on myself when I was in the Marine Corps. I served 27 years. My first specialized language. I could only speak English. And my mother wouldn't make it fun, so I took and I taught myself 12 other languages because it was important to me that they would call upon me
Yeah.
it hurt me so bad because I have the Arabic and I have it and I wanted to speak their language.
Yeah. It's business. Yeah.
And
You know about the city and the dollar people?
yes, I did.
They go back to us.
They did.
Yeah. We're everywhere.
They did.
Yeah, it's good to talk to somebody when I bring up these groups. You know who they are because most people they're like, I don't know who they are. I don't care who they are.
There is one thing that, I do not agree with here, but there is a forgotten. The Maya Indians.
Yeah.
It's not talked about that much. I only know that for
Good enough, John.
Well, we know who those people are. They're right here.
Yes.
Yeah, we got these people right there. So
Yes.
you got, yeah,
Yes.
right there. Yeah, we got our
Son.
Aztec brothers, our Incan brothers, our Mayan brothers. Naphtali, Issachar, Asher, all those people. Hey, brother, you're an Israelite, all right?
And one of the most famous things in the world that I found here in Southern California, Mission Trails, for you. Actually, they don't explain it to you. That was the first settlement, not of the Aztecs, the Mayans,
Okay.
and then the Aztecs took over.
How often are you here in San Antonio?
I'm usually here every 2 months,
Okay.
but I come in and Jersey because I run late.
Okay. So we're here every Saturday
Okay.
from 2:30, usually 2:30, because you know one thing about black folks that's true, we are late a lot. So we're usually here at 2:30 till about 6.
Okay.
Right.
You're interested. I like the person.
What's your name?
Bella.
Bella. Isabella? Okay. I'm Haya L. It's an honor to meet you, Isabella.
It's an honor to meet you. I'll talk to you.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be here. Thank
God
you.
bless.
God bless you. Yahweh bless you. His
Yes.
real name.
Yes.
There you go. Yahweh. All
I
praise.
haven't heard that in a long time.
Yes, ma'am. You'll hear it a lot over here. Yes, ma'am. All right, brother. So that was a mixed bag. I ain't gonna lie to you. Almost got into a fight, but got to, spit some words to two of my people. And actually, that's an example for what I was trying to talk to you about, right? Because she don't look like she's a Sicilian. The Sicilians, when they first came over here, they were brown, like very, very dark. They look like Mexicans almost. But now most Sicilians look white because they've been mixing with everybody. And she said her father is pure blood Siciliano. She's our people. See what I'm saying? That's why when it comes to our Mexican brothers, it's not just the ones that look Negro. Because they were forced to have children with the Spaniards.
Brother, I understand everything you're saying.
I get you understand it.
You know what I mean? Because the thing is, I just know the doctrine I've heard, and that's the doctrine I've heard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And however, who can say that their doctrine is right? How do we know that it doesn't matter if you come from an Israelite or, a mother or a father? That's your,
Because
you know what I'm saying?
look at Jacob. Who did Jacob have children with? To be an Israelite, you have to descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, yes?
That's true.
So what
Yeah, that is
so what daughter could Jacob have a child with to breed an Israelite if it's through your
Yeah,
mother?
you're right. I feel you. I feel you on that. Because then you also got Abraham and Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, I got it. I'm just saying, like, with that, cause the thing is, I understand that concept. Number one, the woman's egg doesn't have, it doesn't have life. It's your sperm fertilized. So, you know what I mean? So technically, one could say and assume and surmise that because the seed is born or has life, it is the life. You know what I'm saying? So once it fertilizes the egg, then it is whatever the seed is.
Correct.
I understand that concept. You know what I'm saying? I just question everything.
Oh yeah, always
You know what
question.
I mean? I don't be like, whatever I learn is true. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I told you last week, I try to prove everything that I learned wrong. You know
And it
what
just
I'm
didn't work.
saying? Huh?
And it didn't work.
What?
Proving everything wrong.
Yes. Well, it's a lot of stuff was wrong that I learned.
Well, I'm talking about when people usually come into the truth, it's because they were trying to prove that the Israelites aren't God's chosen people. And they ended up proving that they are God's chosen people.
I never looked at that like that. You know what I mean? Because when I came in, it wasn't until later that I started taking on that concept. You know what I'm saying? When I first came in, they were like, yeah, man. They showed us the little thing, and I read Deuteronomy 28, and I was convinced. You know what I'm saying? But over the years of reading like different stuff, like I told you about that book, it's called that is hid. You know, it's in the Library of Congress. In that book, it tells you that the Aboriginal people are the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And that book is here. You can't find it, but you can go online and look it up on the Library of Congress. Type in the Aboriginal, probably Black American or something like that. And that will show that book that you can read it.
See, I would have to.
Saved on my phone, but I got it.
Well, I would have to read it, but I know a lot of the native tribes look like Negroes.
Yeah.
Like the tribe of Levi.
I believe that we were always. Yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, I do believe that we came over here on ships. I just don't believe the transatlantic slave trade. Understand?
Well, it's as when people say like the only way that Negroes got to America was via the transatlantic slave trade. That's obviously not true. Because if King James the VI, to be specific, the the one who basically was behind all the charters that started the first 13 colonies, that means they were over here already. So, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to say that Negroes got over here by slavery. But the reason why a lot of brothers say that is because, unfortunately, brother, as you know, people are not thorough. You know what I'm saying? They get an understanding, and that's what they run with. You know, one thing that you'll hear me say a lot while I'm teaching is that, you know, if you don't read, you stupid. It's not personal. It's just a matter of fact. If you're not reading, you are at an intellectual disadvantage to brothers and sisters who do read. And the way to close that gap is just to pick up a book. It's not personal. A lot of people, they get mad enough to want to fight. And that proves my point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I don't know, brother. Listen, the reason why I don't teach anymore is because, you know, I mean, I teach, but I don't teach like you teach. I don't do the whole street thing because, to me, I'm going to just be blunt with you. The way Israelites interact with white people, that's it's just dumb. There is no biblical scripture that's back that cry aloud, spare not, tell my people they sin. That don't have anything to do with white man. You know what I'm saying? Then you know us, you don't even need to entertain us. You don't need to, because the scriptures say vengeance is the most high. Ain't no sense in talking to the white people. They sitting down, listening, let them listen. You know what I'm saying? But I heard you last week, you was like talking to them, and you was like, yeah, but this ain't for you, and so forth and so on. All of that's unnecessary. Because if Christ came for us, then he came for us. You know what I'm saying? Because see, and this is the thing about humility. We have to learn to be humble and learn, because you could have been one of them. You could have been one of the ones that's going to be judged when Christ comes back. You know what I'm saying? But the most I say, vengeance is his.
I get that.
But not only that,
But where are we supposed to be preaching the word, brother?
we supposed to be teaching the word to our people,
Among who?
among the Gentiles.
Among the heathen.
Yeah.
So
But
if they come up with questions, brother, I got to give them the answers to the questions.
that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If they ask you for answers, yeah, that's fine. But if they just sitting there chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just leave them alone. You know what I'm saying?
I got to see who they are, brother, because I got to make the lesson fit the person. I got to condescend to where the man is. If he ain't our people, he got to know that.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
'Cause my-
but he really don't, because they know they not our people. They like, if you teaching that we are the natives, the Hispanics, so far, and we're the children of Israel. If they don't fit that description, they already know they're not.
But what if they're Siciliano?
Okay, so if they're Siciliano and they saying that then what they're going to do is probably do the same thing that the Sicilians did.
Most of the time, they don't even know.
Well, no. So what was your question? Because you said, what if they're Siciliano? So
Yeah.
you said, what if they're Siciliano?
Or what if they're Irish or Scottish and they think that they're white?
Well, no, that's fine. But I'm not talking about that, because if they do think that, they're probably going to say something, ask you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you give them edification. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what I've seen too often over the years is white people come by and we take that as an opportunity to attack them. Why? Attack them for what? They walking by, they stop, they look at our stuff. Okay, yeah. They even if they ask a question, answer the question or don't. But you don't gotta come at them like on some like rah type shit. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing rah about it. It's called the truth, brother.
I'm not talking
No, I
about
get what
you
you're saying, but I am saying, even if I did come at them being accusatory, saying that they're walking on stolen land, I'm not telling no lies.
That's okay, yeah, but okay.
And not to
So-
mention, how are our people supposed to get a spirit of boldness in the face of their oppressor if all we're doing is going, yeah, okay. Nah, the days for that are over,
You
brother.
don't have to, nobody said you had to do that. Okay. The thing is, you just ignore it.
So,
If they ask questions, that's one thing. You give them the truth, and that's it, and that's all. But you don't gotta, like, there's energy. So, like, you know what I'm saying? This is the type of energy you give off. Like, people can tell when if you're edifying me, you edify me.
mhm.
But if you coming at me in the wrong way, then I can also tell that. You understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. I'm not saying anything more than that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get what you're saying, but in terms of like you know, if I say something, oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll go get it. I'll be up. Okay. Should be good. But in terms of like, say like a white man comes up and I let him know that his people are the descendant of the slave master and they've been raping and robbing our people.
Nothing wrong with
Right.
that. Especially if they act.
Well, I mean, but even if they don't, because the thing is, our people aren't acknowledging that.
That's that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's everything. Every reason why I'm up here is for my people. Even when I'm coming at the white people, it's still my people. You know what I'm saying? Our people need an example of people who raise their head and speak boldly to their oppressors. They need that. I mean, you might disagree, brother, but I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
But-
I mean, and
But look at the prophet Obadiah in the Bible. He was sent to the Edomites. You think he went over there and started whispering to people?
no, he was talking to me.
He was talking to them bold because he came in the name of Yahweh.
It's faster if you go this way. So you don't have to walk all the way that way
You know
and
what I'm
that
saying?
way.
So that's how we coming at our oppressors. It's not to start a fight.
Yep.
But at the same time, though, dude coming up on me, touching my books.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
and really, even that in itself is not even really the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's really more so situational awareness because, okay, let's like look at it like this. Some black Christians come, right?
I'm
We
turning
already
this up,
know,
right?
we already know how they have their understanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus loves everybody, all right? So if the thing is, if you come at, number one, the scriptures say a man offended is harder to be won over than a strong castle. Now you have these
Test.
black people that don't know who they are. They're Christians, they believe Jesus loves everybody. And some white dude comes up and you just start going off on them. You're not using wisdom and saying, okay, let me cater to my people and forget about them and let me explain to them. Because once they see that, they already love everybody, they going to be turned off.
I'm gonna tell you something, brother. What you're saying, it's not a matter of how the message is dispensed. It's a matter of the white man he's not coming with me to the kingdom.
I understand that, but what I'm saying, like the thing is, I just feel like it depends on your approach.
Sure.
Everything,
My,
your wisdom and your approach is everything.
my approach ain't the same every time, brother. I let the Spirit lead me. But I'm gonna tell you, very rarely am I wrong out here. Very rarely. One thing I'm also trying to uncover is coons. I'm trying to uncover coons. Because you can't come to serve the Lord as an Israelite and still hold a soft spot in your heart for your oppressor. You can't serve two masters. You gotta choose.
Well,
And the one thing that'll make you choose is seeing the slave master get his comeuppance in words. Now you gotta choose a side of the argument. And more times than not, if a brother's like, well, you talking mean to the white man, I don't want to listen to you read the Bible, he won't go listen to me read the Bible anyway.
I ain't really talking about that. Because, I mean, the thing is, I understand how it go. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, for the standards vibe, the brothers and sisters that want to get it, but they turned off by that, they not going to get it.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
They're going to leave before they get a chance to.
yeah. And you know what makes them stay? When they see the white man going through a hard time talking to one of their brothers, all of a sudden they want to intercede and go, no. See, he one of the good ones. See how I'm hugging him and he don't call me a nigga to my face?
No, I don't understand.
No. So a lot of our people, they'll walk by us if we're talking to them sweetly or trying to teach them. But if they see the white man going through a hard trouble, talking to us, and we're giving him his judgment, they'll stick around for an hour scoffing, trying to help the white man out.
I see, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I get rid of that by saying, hey, look, this is what the Bible says and this is what the oppressor is.
And that's all you got to do.
But the thing is, though, it don't always look pretty. And here's the thing. There's an extra layer to why I teach like that. The ones who stick around, the so-called white people who stick around, I often ask them, who are you? And they'll say they're Siciliano or Italian, or they'll say they're Irish, or they'll say they're European of some country. And when I show them that the heraldry and the flags and the evidence that black people ruled Europe, a lot of times their spirit bears witness with the scriptures. But here's the thing. I can't just let you come in. I got to try the spirit first. There's a method to the madness, man. But I know it might not be your method. I've been doing this method for 4 years, man. I done got jumped out here. I done had to fight niggas all before. But here's the thing. That's where I go off at. And the Most High God sends a cruel messenger to put me back in line. So I'm not above correction either, man. But here's the thing. There has to be a dividing force when you're teaching, right? To those whose spirit don't bear witness with this truth, you got to get them up out the area because there's other sheep that you got to get to. You know what I'm saying? I can't have a so-called white man stand in front of me for an hour and 2 hours having questions if he ain't my people. Now, if I think he might be my people, I'll spend that time. But if I know for certain he ain't my people, he hate our people, he don't think any justice from God should come to his people for slavery and all that, your spirit ain't bearing witness with the Bible, man. Let me get you up out of here. You know, again, it's not personal, it's business. Although the way it's taught, it might seem personal, you know what I'm saying? But yo, let's sign in real quick. We're going to start this off by saying, Call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises be unto Yahweh. In the name of his son Yahweh Shai. We are out here, San Antonio, Masada, to let blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and the scattered diaspora abroad, because we got to say that, got an audience, right? We got to let them know that they are the true children of God and that repentance and the kingdom of heaven is for them, right? And when I say the kingdom of heaven is for the Israelites, I don't mean everybody who's not an Israelite is going to be destroyed. What I'm saying is those who are going to hold power and hold high stations of high authority in the kingdom are going to be the Israelites. All the heathen, y'all are going to be servants and slaves. Not forever, just 1,000 years. And you're going to go back home.
That's a light thousand.
Yeah, it's gonna be light work. After the first couple hundred years and y'all get in shape and start doing what we tell you to do, it's gonna be easy work. Because the Bible says it's a righteous thing with God to make the sides of a wicked servant to bleed. But it doesn't say you just beat your righteous servant. A righteous servant is supposed to be like family to you, according to the Bible. If my righteous servant comes up to me and says, hey man, you know, my daughter is sick, I can't do my work efficiently because my heart is sick. I can't focus. If it's a small thing to you to heal somebody's daughter and get them back to work, and they're a righteous servant, go ahead and get that healing out the way so they can move on. But we're going to get into this lesson today, right? It's called A Cleansing Fire Approaches. We tried this lesson before, didn't get through it, so we're going to do it today, right? Brother Amon, can you get me Joel? And we're going to start at 3, 11, and 12. And then we're going to drop back to 1 through 2. Right? Because the whole world is starting to realize that time is short. And because time is short, everybody's now concerned about salvation. Well, we're out here to deliver the message to salvation to those it is addressed to. But we are also out here to let all men who might have questions or be curious about this truth know what's going to come at the end of days. But go ahead and get it, brother.
It's Joel chapter 3, verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. O Lord, let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
And we're seeing the battle of Armageddon begin to basically amass all the nations that are going to be involved in it. The Most High God is steering the hearts of all these kings. Pakistan and India is a great example of what's going on in the world today. A week ago, Pakistan and India were fighting each other, and then they had an armistice or a ceasefire. But then just a few days ago, Pakistan announced that they almost dropped nuclear bombs on India. That was amid a ceasefire. You have Israel now trying to blackmail America and say, if y'all do an arms deal with Saudi Arabia for fuel and you cut us out of it, well, we're going to try to undermine your authority in your Congress. Why is that? Because most of the politicians are being paid by the Israeli Mossad. They're on the take. So now they're blatantly admitting we're going to hamper and encumber your political process to get what we want. So when the Most High God is amassing all of these nations to come fight, you're seeing it happen on a macroscopic scale and on a microscopic scale. You're seeing it happen politician to politician, leader to leader, country to country. And it's only going to get worse. Brother, go ahead and get that 1 and 2.
Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right? So the valley of Jehoshaphat will be where the controversy of Israel is settled. Because, see, everybody tries to make it a light topic to speak about who the real children of God are. But that is the driving question of all the political upheaval all over the earth. You have the Israelites saying that, are the Israelis, I'll say, claiming to be God's people and attempting to claim the land that was promised unto Abraham and his descendants. You then have the children of Ishmael saying, hey, hold on a second, we're also children of Abraham, and we were given a promise. But see, their promise has been fulfilled. They have their 12 princes. They have their mighty nation and their mighty people. And not to mention, they got to have the Israelites in slavery. So you got your piece. But you also have all these other nations making claims to the land that's promised to the Israelites. See, again, the controversy of Zion is the premier question on the planet. And in the Battle of Armageddon, that's when it's going to be settled, because that's when the Messiah is going to come back, and he's going to sound his trumpet nice and loud, and you're going to know without a shadow of a doubt who the real Israelites are, and also who the tares are, because there's two gatherings. Right. See, most people, they think there's only one. There's two. The tares and the Israelites. And the tares, who are from the children of Edom, are going to be taken back to Edom. And that's where you're going to see Isaiah 63 play out, where Yahushua stomped them people out with his bare hands. All praises. Right? But brother, can you go ahead and grab me Joel? Man, I hate to do this, but Joel 2, and we're going to go, yeah, just do 1 through 15, because we got to read almost the whole chapter.
Hey, let's get it. It's Joel chapter 2, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord comes, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burns. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Ye, and nothing shall escape them.
So the battle that's coming, the war of Armageddon, is going to be a war that will never be forgotten. And you're seeing it shape up right now. That's why they keep trying to tell you that there's a ceasefire between the Houthis and the Israelis, and then all of a sudden one of the sides violates the ceasefire in less than a week. They'll tell you that Iran is going to talk to America and try to make a deal to mitigate their nuclear proliferation program. All of a sudden, Iran, they put out a statement saying, hey, all your terms, we don't agree to none of them. We ain't changing shit. That just happened within a week. Iran said, hey, look, we ain't doing that. Y'all moving your bombers and your carriers right south of us. As a matter of fact, let me get that on. Can you pull up a map of that area? Because America's got their bombers and their carriers. I believe it's not the Dead Sea. Which one is it? Is it the Red Sea? Shit, hold up. But you have America moving their implements of war close enough to strike.
Map of the Red Sea.
Just do a map of the Middle East. Yeah, map of the Middle East. Because all we need is the waterway to the south of Iran. Come on, there it is. Yeah, the Arabian Sea, right? And then you have the Persian Gulf. Yeah, so you got the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Sea. America's moving their forces to the south of the Middle Eastern countries like Iran, Pakistan, Iraq, all them countries. They got their B-2 bombers out there. Most people don't realize that's what America would strike your country with if they aim to hit you with a nuclear attack. So the Iranians already know the game. They're like, yo, we're not trying to allow America to preemptively strike us and destroy us. So ain't no way in hell we gonna go ahead and disarm ourselves so y'all could destroy us like y'all did Iraq when y'all destroyed Saddam Hussein and his people. When you went into Libya and you raped and robbed and destroyed them people. And they didn't even lift a hand at you. All over oil and resources. Iraq, it was over poppies. See, that's why you got the opioid plague here in America, because don't know poppy fields grow in America. They all grow over there in the Middle East. You got soldiers today who will tell you when they invaded Iraq, they found themselves safeguarding oil sites and poppy fields. And that's why you have a lot of disgruntled ex-soldiers, because they watch their friends and compatriots die over oil and drugs. And to add insult to injury, they didn't even get a cut. So you went over there to a country fighting for a nation who don't care about its own people, just so that you can fight and die to guard some drugs and some damn fuel for a car or a plane. But that's America, man. That's why we tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you are God's chosen people. Come out of the ways of America. Right? But, brother, if you could go ahead and grab me. Oh, yeah, keep going.
This is verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble. As a strong people set in battle array, before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather back blackness.
Now, these horsemen that's being spoken about, this is a metaphor for missiles. Because, see, when these nations launch their nuclear missiles off at America, they're not going to break their ranks and they're not going to miss their targets. And when I say break rank, I mean they're not going to go straight and then suddenly veer to another direction. They're not going to go off of their predestinated trajectory. And when they enter into the house of the thief, you're going to hear air raid sirens, and you're going to hear people screaming for white Jesus, screaming, I just need more time. You're going to have people throwing caution to the wind, doing all sorts of abominable things because they think it's the end, not understanding this is a new beginning. But you're going to see the faces of the people gather blackness because they're going to understand great destruction and death is coming. And when you hear them air raid sirens, just know you got about 15 to 30 minutes to get it all right. So if you ain't been keeping God's commandments as an Israelite, I'm going to be real, you might as well just put your name and date on the test and turn it in. Do what you can in that last half hour. Shit, you didn't care the rest of your life, so why start now? Yeah, just fill it in. Abracadabra.
This is verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executes his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore, also now.
So we're going to come right back to this. Everything falling. That's my, yeah. Anyway, so where it says, when the Lord shall utter his voice before his camp, you need to understand something. That's when we're going to find out who the elect are. We're going to stay right here, but we're going to grab Revelations 11 real quick. And start at verse 12. Because when the Messiah returns, he's going to cry out and descend with a shout. And he's going to call to his elect. And the angels are going to go forth and gather the righteous elect and the tares. Let's read what the Messiah essentially is going to say to the elect.
Revelations 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
We're going to read to 14. Hold on one second. So you see here that it parallels Joel. The Messiah, when he returns, he's going to call out to his people, and his people are going to be reaped, so to speak, by the angels that already know who the elect are. They already know their assignments. Again, this is why to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and the scattered diaspora, it's important that you understand what you're supposed to be doing, that you be counted worthy to be part of the righteous elect that are spared the indignation of death by nuclear fire. Because I'm going to tell you, in the kingdom, that's going to be a point of shame. To know that when it counted, when you had the chance to serve God amid your temptations, you just couldn't do it. That's going to be a point of shame. What does that mean in terms of your standing in the eyes of the Messiah in the kingdom? I'm not sure. That's above my pay grade. However, I know I don't want to be counted amongst those people, especially when I know better. Keep going, Brandon.
This is verse 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Woe meaning destruction. So we've had two major woes: World War I, World War II, and now you got World War III that's shaping up on so many different fronts it doesn't even make sense. You got the Ukraine and Russia conflict that's going on right now. Now, Russia is finding when they go through the battlefield and they see, I'm trying to parse this, deceased Ukrainians, I'll say that. And they see their uniforms. They're seeing uniforms from all the NATO allies, Britain, France, Poland. So Russia already knows that they're at war with NATO. Now Ukraine is starting to launch mid-range ICBMs at Russia. Russia already declared, if you launch those missiles on us, we'll launch our missiles on you. And they've already demonstrated Oreshnik, their intermediate intercontinental ballistic missile that's capable of carrying nuclear payloads. Russia is actually being quite restrained. That's where you see the fulfillment of prophecy in Ezekiel 38, right? The Most High God has put hooks into their jaws. Where Russia aims to disarm the conflict, the Most High God said, not on my watch. There's prophecy to fulfill, and you're going to do everything that I told you to do. So now Russia is being forced to escalate. And if you look at Russia's demands, they're actually quite reasonable. Yep. We just don't want enemies right on our border with missiles to destroy our country in less than half an hour. That's pretty reasonable. And you know how we know it's reasonable? Because America doesn't want Russia to have any sort of footprint in Alaska. And guess what? Russia's now talking about, some of their conservative pundits and correspondents, they're talking about trying to retake Alaska. Because who did Alaska get purchased from? Russia. See, so now you're seeing the Most High God put it into the hearts of these heathens to do exactly what he always planned for them to do. And that is to be a driving wedge to shatter America and destroy her, despite them being of the same nation. Because last time I checked, the people in charge over in Russia are Edomites. But yet, it seems like they can't be dissuaded from going to war with their own brothers. But hey, that's the Most High God according to Proverbs 21:1, right? The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and like the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. It's all about the Most High. But let's go back to Joel 2. Because we see Revelations 11 mirrored what we're already reading here. Joel 2 just goes on a little bit more at length. To 15, sure.
It's Joel 2, verse 12. Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your God. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repents him of the evil. Who knows if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord your God. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly.
So in light of all the things that are coming up on the earth, the things that Israelites should be doing is we should be gathering together. We should be making it known that we are in a low estate and crying out to our God for forgiveness, that we might be preserved. That should be what we all do throughout the world. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and you scattered Israelite diaspora. But let's be realistic, right? If it's meant for you to get this truth at this point, you've either heard of it and you're weighing your options, or you're already in it. I'm sure there's a few scattered sheep out there that haven't heard anything about the Israelites yet. But I'm going to tell you, with this internet being all over the earth, I don't believe you. When people walk up to us and say they've never heard this before, I'm like, you might have heard it and not have been paying attention. But you've never heard of the Israelites? I have trouble, believing you now.
Yeah.
But in case, if they're telling the truth, you heard of them when you come up here because you're looking at them.
Even if they never even listened to one of the Israelite camps, they got their own, like, people they listen to on YouTube that speak about us. So, I mean, they got to hear from somewhere.
Yeah, like the brother's saying, if you ain't getting it straight from the source, you're getting it from the detractors, the people who are speaking ill of us. See, that's why nations like France and Kenya, France being the focus of what I'm saying, right? France kicked out IUIC out of their whole nation. But they kicked them out by name, IUIC. See, now these nations, when they persecute the Israelites, they're not going to persecute you by the name Hebrew Israelite. They're going to persecute you according to the name of your camp so they can hide your identity. Because the first thing people do when there's a law banning something is they go look up what it is that's being banned. Oh, you're saying I can't smoke weed? Okay, let me look that up. In what province? What's the acceptable weight that I can have? Because it might be banned, but it might be banned under certain circumstances. Can I have a medicinal card? You see all the subtlety in the ban itself. How much more when you're banning a group of people? Not to mention, why are you banning the Hebrew Israelites, but you don't ban the Klan? You're not banning the damn neo-Nazis.
Right.
You don't ban them, LGBTQ rainbow peoples. See, over in Europe, the LGBTQ+, they have parades and demonstrations where you'll have a whole street full of naked people around children. That happened in Spain not too long ago, probably about 6 or 7 months ago. Yeah. But you notice it's all the children of Edom. See, again, when they ban you as an Israelite, they still got to hide your identity.
Right.
Because you can't tell people don't be a gangster, because that makes being a gangster look cool. If you tell people you can't be a Hebrew Israelite, they're going to look into it and go, damn, this is pretty cool. I want to be one of those. You mean Jesus Christ was a Hebrew Israelite? Well, I've been saying I want to be Christ-like my whole life. And as I say that, there's our pigeon friends right there to let us know you got it right. God's favorite bird. I say it every time I see him. 2 Ezra 5. Read it. Become familiar with your God. But we should be repenting. Now, we're going to keep reading because this is going to talk about what's going to happen to those who listen and those who don't listen. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to keep going. Just keep going.
It's verse 16. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar. And let them say, spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine inheritance to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their God? Then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people.
Now, this is, how do I say this where I'm not being too inflammatory? This is why it's so important for us to beg for forgiveness as an exclusive group. We're supposed to be asking the Most High God to forgive our transgressions and ours only. That we be delivered out of the hands of the heathen and we not be given to reproach. If you're praying for everyone to be saved, including your overlords and oppressors, the Most High God's not hearing that because that's not part of his prophecy. One of the things that we can learn from King David when we read the Psalms, or the book of Psalms, is King David prayed for many things, but he always prayed in such a way that it glorified the Most High. If you pray for strength, you don't pray for strength to glorify yourself. You pray for strength that God may be glorified through you, and you be showed a good servant in his eyes.
That's right.
And let the Most High God know how dire the situation is. One of the things that always stuck with me was when Brother Yahweh All from Sons of Thunder, he was going over how King David would pray unto the Most High God because there's no thanks from the grave. So you have to let the Lord know, Lord, I'm in a low position and I might have my candle snuffed out. I beseech you, Lord, give strength unto your servant, that your name be glorified, and that the heathen triumph not over one of your servants, because there is no thanks from the grave. That's how you pray to God. That's just an example, and it's not a prayer, just a frameworking for those of you who like to go to God like he's an ATM machine. Because I know a lot of our people love to pray, but they hate when God tell them no. They despise it. But a lot of times the Most High God is saying, hey, look, that's not your lot. That's not your lot, so I'm not going to give that to you or put that in your life. How much more for the preservation of your very body to enter the kingdom of heaven? And not to mention the preservation of your spirit, because the last thing I want is to be put in time out for 1,000 years. While the Israelites get to enjoy their 1,000 years of enjoyment under Yahushua. Right. I don't want to have an extended time out. I want to be right down here, beating Esau upside the back and praising the Lord.
That's right.
All right, keep going, brother.
It's verse 19. Ye the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring, for the tree bears her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength.
So the Most High God is going to restore not just the people, but our land after he puts us back in the land. And when it talks about the beasts of the field, that's not necessarily talking about animals. That's talking about the heathen. And when it says to not be afraid to them, that means, hey, don't worry about it because it's going to happen regardless. You can't stop it. Don't try to have a fearful response or an extreme response trying to stop this, because you're just going to tire yourself out. Right? See, most of our people, they don't understand that salvation is for you, but the heathen are going to be saved through you. See, that's why in Revelations 22 it says that the tree of life with the 12 diverse fruits, which leaves are to the healing of the nations. Those leaves that we're going to shed from that righteous tree is going to be the knowledge and the laws that go forth out of Israel, like you read in Micah 4. Hell, and you read, I believe it's in Zechariah 8, where it talks about, 10 men joining on to one Israelite, taking hold of his skirt, saying, we will go with you. Yeah, go and get it. Go and get it. Because again, when we tell the heathen to not be fearful of the things coming up on the earth, I mean that sincerely. I don't mean that out of malice or spite. Because I'm going to tell you, the same way us Israelites hate to see the earth destroyed, most nations hate to see it destroyed as well. I've yet to see a so-called African or Hamite man love to see the sky looking like a tic-tac-toe board. That's all Esau. Esau loves it like this. Everybody else is like, yo, how long is it going to be this way? How long do I have to take in a lungful of air and cough because there's pollutants in it? Or how long is it going to be that I have to filter my water or get it out of a bottle instead of being able to drink it from a clear spring? How long? And you see these animals out here, after it rains, they go in there, they're bathing in puddles, the little birds. I feel so bad for the birds when they should have a river that all the animals can just go to and get their fresh water for the day. But with the white man at large, you can't do that because he done fucked it all up. You got it? I'll get it. Hold this for a second. You can read something if you like. Brother Amon will take over. You know what I'm saying? It's 8 and 23. Zechariah 8 and 23. Y'all got time for the Bible? All right, brother. Just know, if you're a black man, you're an Israelite, man. Repent and keep God's law. Go ahead and get it, man.
Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you.
Are you good? See, this is one of the reasons why I talk to heathen at length sometimes, because sometimes you got to give them a little bit of closure too. Sometimes you can dull the edge of some of these heathen who want to get at the Israelites because they ain't gonna be saved by letting them know, hey man, your time gonna come too, where you gonna get some healing salve on your wounds. It's just not yet. You got to pay your tab back. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna skip the queue and beat the Israelites and get their reward. But if you show yourself a righteous servant, who's to say that your master might not, or he might reward you after your 1,000 years? See, you heathen, y'all ain't even thinking big. Y'all thinking about the immediate. After 1,000 years of servitude, we gonna have our favorite heathen that we like to have as servants. Right. And they're gonna get to stay in the kingdom of heaven with us, serving. Because I'm not gonna maintain my own estate. That's what my servants are for. And at that point, you ain't going to leave the kingdom of heaven because it's going to be the utopia that these white folks try to put in Star Trek and all these other fantastical portrayals of heaven. It's going to be made real. Imagine as a heathen, you get fired. Hey, you know what, Ishmael? You've been disappointing me for the last 3 generations, man. I hate to do this, man, but I got to replace you. I got to let you go. You're going to see an Ishmaelite get on his knees and go, Master, I'll do anything to stay here. I want to stay with you. Didn't we read in the book of Ruth where Ruth's sister returned to the Moabites? But Ruth said, shit, I want to stay with you. Your God is my God. Your people is my people. You're going to see that in mass in the kingdom of heaven. And I'm going to tell you, good help is hard to find. You know that proverb. It's going to be the same way in the kingdom. Good help is hard to find. So if you got to fire somebody, it's going to be with a heavy heart that you have to do that. Because you're going to be more to them than a slave master. You're going to be the ever-present father that never leaves. You're going to get a glimpse of what the Most High God feels when he looks at us. I'm not saying we're going to be equal to God, but you're going to start to understand just a little bit where you see the faces change, but the spirits never do. See? Got to think big. That's what it means to have authority in the kingdom of heaven. I know sometimes you got to let it marinate, right? See, that's what you're supposed to be thinking about, Jay. You're supposed to be thinking about how to be a righteous authority under Yahushua. Because Yahushua is going to have a lot of delegation to do. See, a lot of y'all keep talking about you want all these slaves, but you don't want to treat nobody with a modicum of respect. Everybody's not going to disappoint you. Some of your slaves are going to go above and beyond your commands. What do you have in store for them? Food for thought. But let's keep reading. Then we're going to go back to Joel. Because we're going to read in Joel till... Yeah, just keep on.
Verse 23 then.
Yeah, we'll read till 20... Damn. We're going to read till 23, but then we're going to skip to 27.
All right, yeah, 23 is where we're at now.
Calm. I'll
Let's
pray.
start back at 22.
No, just start 27. We'll read 27.
So don't hit 23.
Yeah, don't get these.
All right, it's Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed.
And this is when you're going to know that the Most High God is the Lord and God of the Israelites. See, eventually the Most High God is going to restore everything that these nations ate and took from us and more. And all the people who are looking on the children of God in that day are going to acknowledge these are God's children. Who else would God be so generous and magnanimous to? Can you look up that word for me? Magnanimous? We're going to get the definition of a word. Yeah, buddy, got that hooked on phonics. So, magnanimous, generous or forgiving, especially toward a rival or less powerful person. Now, I'm going to tell you, that word wasn't even in my mind. The Most High God said, hey, you need to say this word because it describes exactly what God is going to do for his children. Magnanimous. To be generous and forgiving toward a rival or lesser party. See, again, most of you Israelites who are in this truth, this is where we got to rebuke some of y'all, right? You're not getting the kingdom because of how awesome you are. You're getting the kingdom because the Most High God said he promised it to your forefathers. He's doing it for his own name. And if you look at the wickedness on the planet, in a lot of ways, we've outdone the so-called white man. We might not outclass him in pedophilia and bestiality, but when it comes to whoremongering in general, Jake is uncontested. Going off. When it comes to being salacious and being whorish in general, Jake is unmatched. Look at our women. Our women are so scandalous in their behavior. They got women with no ass at all twerking in other countries. They don't even fit the standard to twerk, and they doing it, emulating the women of Judah. So the Most High God is not raising us up simply because we're this great and outstanding people. It is because he promised. He's doing it for his own name's sake. But you know what? That's good enough for me.
Said the commandments are not grievous, so it shouldn't really be hard to keep, but shit.
Hey.
Let us talk to them.
Hey, man, but when the prophets are sent out to the Israelites, whether it be Ezekiel, Jeremiah, don't matter. They had to be given a speech first about who they were being sent to. I'm sending you to the hardest-headed, stiff-necked people on the planet. I could have sent you to a nation that don't even speak your language, and they would have understood and repented before the Israelites would. And the Israelites understand everything you're saying. They just choose not to listen to you, despite being in slavery. And you really have to dwell on that. While somebody is whipping your back as a slave, the slave is going, I ain't listening to the person who's going to get me out of bondage. After their children have been sold on auction blocks, after their wife has been ravished, they're still going, I will not break. So the Most High God is like, all right, cool. So I'm going to send a worse and worse and worse slave master until we at the end of prophecy. And Jake is still hanging up, barely lucid, saying, I won't yield. And God said, great, here comes some nuclear missiles. Great. You got to understand something, man. It's the Most High God's pleasure to do his will. All of it. Because it's not just the reproof. That's not the end point. Like I said, that's the point of the beginning. So when you're in your right mind serving God, when you call upon him, he's going to answer. It's in his scriptures. So let's keep walking this path forward, y'all. But, brother, can you get me Isaiah 66 and 15 through 16? Right? Because we're trying to let our people know the Most High God ain't playing. And if you find yourself being wicked in these days, you're going to get the business. Go ahead and get it.
It's Isaiah 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So when the Most High God puts it in the hearts of these kings to go ahead and launch their missiles off and get World War III cracking, the slain of the Lord is going to be many. And it's going to multiply when Yahushua arrives with the holy angels. This whole world is going to be in upheaval and warfare. And if the Most High God don't have his hand on you to preserve you, you will not make it. And that's to the heathen as well, because all men's steps are ordered by the Lord. Even if your steps are just to stumble out of the fire and go, who's still left? God guided every step.
Shit, get it.
Yeah, get that.
It's Jeremiah 25, verse 33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.
So the Most High God is about to ensure that a lot of people die. And see, it's spiritual. As we were getting to this part of the lesson, you got this ambulance driving around with their sirens on. I'm going to tell you, man, it's all spiritual. Oh, y'all come by. Come on up. Come on up. Yeah, you're quite all right. Are y'all black and Hispanic? We're out here for y'all.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, y'all the Israelites, right? So-called black men from the tribe of Judah. If you Mexican sister from the tribe of Issachar. You know what I'm saying? We don't mind our people walking in front of the camera. Yes, ma'am. You know? Because it's our heart's delight to talk to our people. And to let them know that not only are you loved of your brothers, but most of all, you are loved of God. And you don't hear that enough, that God loves you. It's the same when you hear all lives matter. When you hear that, you go, of course, all lives matter. But what about me? Because I'm the one who gets killed by police at a disproportionate rate. I'm the one being thrown in prison at a disproportionate rate. But when you hear God loves the Israelites and you find out you're one of them, it hits different. And you know it hits different because when you say God loves the Israelites, all the heathen go, what about me?
That's right.
That's right, little buddy. Yeah, buddy. See, even the birds know what's up. He right there above the camera doing his little song, all praises. But either way, brother, can you give me Isaiah 54:16? We gonna bring out the waster that the Most High God put in the hearts of these heathen to create. See, everybody thinks that nuclear weapons came about because of the evil that's in men's hearts, not understanding who put it there. See, the Most High God ensured that the holy weapon that is meant to purify this earth would be here. And you can tell it's based on holy technology. It's just not perfected. That's why after it's used, the area basically is irradiated. It needs to be decontaminated on a molecular level. But see, a Reshnik, it has all the pros of a nuclear weapon and none of the detracting aspects. Oh, go ahead, brother. You got time for the Bible today, brother?
Sure.
All right, just know you're an Israelite, you special, brother. If you're black, Hispanic, or native. Tu eres Israelita. All praises. All praises, brother. Oh, no, we're fine, brother, we're fine. Thank you, though. May the Most High God bless you, brother. Right, but go ahead and get it.
It's Isaiah 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Keep going.
No, that's it. Actually, yeah, keep going. Shit, yeah. Keep going.
No weapon.
No, we're fine. No, we're fine. No, we're fine. I'll take it. Okay. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
So to the chosen of the Most High God, nuclear weapons shouldn't scare you at all. Because don't the Bible say that in the day of visitation, the wise of the Lord, their face shall shine, and they shall go to and fro like sparks among the sea of glass. Paraphrasing, of course, we should get it. Can you get that for me? See? Oh, y'all can walk by. It's fine. Yeah, you good. Are you Native Hispanic by chance, brother?
Hispanic, yeah?
Yeah, Mexican?
Yeah.
You believe the Bible?
Yeah.
Did you know you're an Israelite in the Bible?
I did.
Are you Mexican? Yeah, I just asked that. You're from the tribe of Issachar. Who are the hardest working people on the planet?
Appreciate you, brother.
I know you don't. You don't. Because if you did, you'd ask, what's Christ's real name? What's God's real name? Why are you saying I'm an Israelite? Those are all things that you should be asking. And I have to say this, our men don't ask enough questions. That's why your woman, she looks at you like you're a joke. See, more times than not, when a woman is trying to, she seems like she's materialistic. What she's really asking you is, what is your legacy? What is your real worth? Not as an individual, but as your bloodline. What greater and grander legacy could you have than being an Israelite? And I mean that. But our people do not stop and consider. But yet they say they believe the Bible. They'll happily tell somebody that they're Mexican, even though that's a title that the Spanish conquistador put on your people. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get it. Can you read what you got? No, get Revelations 15. Yeah, get 15 real quick. Yeah, we'll fill the time with that. And 15, and start at 2. Yeah, and then you read that.
So Revelations 15, verse 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God.
Right? So those who are preserved, they're going to be up in those chariots over the sea of glass. And it's a Wisdom of Solomon 3. It's starting at 7. But we'll get it after this. Right? Because there's a little bit more in Revelations 15 I want to get. Right? And we're going to sing the Song of Moses. Now, I would recommend, when you read Revelations 15, that you get familiar with the Song of Moses, because part of it is right there in the chapter. Right? But keep going, brother. Oh, yeah.
It's verse 3. And they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee. For thy judgments are made manifest.
All praises. See, we're going to be up in the heavens rejoicing. Now, the 144,000, who knows what's going to be going on with them? Because they might be down getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know the series of events. Because John the Revelator, he was getting different visions of different things. But putting it all together sequentially, more or less we could do some of it. But the minor parts, we still have to wait and see how they fall. But the one thing we do know is those who are preserved, we're going to be rejoicing. And we're going to be singing praise unto our God. But let's see in the day of visitation how those who are in this truth and put it to good use, let's see how you're going to be looking out here. Yeah.
It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 7. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever.
So, those who are in this truth, who put it to good use and keep God's commandments, and do as they have been ordained to do by the Most High, and acquire wisdom in the time of visitation, their face is going to shine. See, to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's very important that you understand how to serve your God. It's very important the how. Because if you say you love God, you have to keep his commandments, according to 1 John 5 and 2 through 3. If you say you love other Israelites, you have to love them according to the commandments. See, and most of our people, when they hear these things, they let it just roll off their back like a water on a duck. Not understanding in the day of visitation, you're going to be trying to recall every word that you heard from the Israelites, whether it's on YouTube, Rumble, or in person, you just walking by scoffing. You're going to be trying to remember. Who was that you talk about? Yahabashah. Yahabashah. Our people going to be reaching out and grasping at straws, not understanding the time for you trying, to try to get right. That time has passed and been expended.
Made me think of this weekend. Me and my brother Pensacola was talking to some people, and they're from a church, and I can't remember what was said, but he's like, I started talking like a baby. Yeah, like that's all I kept saying while we were trying to talk to him. He kept repeating that he was a deacon.
Yeah, I mean, some of our people, they trip out like that. But see, they don't understand. When great tribulation comes upon them, they cry out just like everybody else does. right? That's why we're trying to tell you that the only people beloved of God in the scriptures are the Israelites. Everybody else, the heathen, they are second fiddle to you. The Most High God don't care about them. Now, as a matter of fact, we're going to prove it while our brothers and sisters are in the area. Give me Isaiah 40 real quick.
And go to verse 15 and read down to 17.
It's Isaiah 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity.
You know, we just got to prove what we say. Because some people think it's out of malice that we say God views the heathen as nothing. Again, I say this to my brothers and I say it to heathen all the same. It's all business. I love my people because God tells me to. And I'm going to tell you, most of you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you make it real hard to be loved. But I love you anyway because I was told to by the Most High. It's all business. I despise the heathen according to the Bible. Why? Because you see men like King David despising the heathen. Give me Psalms 139. It might be verse 19. It's missing out of my Bible, so I have to look at it. Where he says, I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee. And I'm grieved with those that rise up against thee. I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. So if a man like King David has enough wherewithal to despise God's enemies, then where would I be loving them? Who am I to do what a man greater than me wouldn't do? Yeah, there you go.
Start at 21.
Psalms 139, verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me, and know my thoughts.
So if King David, a man whose heart was perfect toward God, had enough wherewithal to despise the heathen, God's enemies, where would I be as a man lesser than him to say I love God's enemies? Again, you got to start thinking bigger than yourself as an Israelite. Because we are not as great as our forefathers, not by a long shot. And if you read the book of 2nd Ezra, it lets it be known that every generation from generation is weaker than the generation before. They were bigger than us, smarter than us, better than us. That's why us even being able to wake up in our lowest state, being nearly worn and wiped out, is a miracle to the Most High God. It's a testing to God's strength and his mercy to his people. That in this lowest state, we still were woken up. And he still is keeping his promise that he made with our forefathers. But, brother, can you go ahead and get me Zechariah 14 and 12 through 15? Because while the Israelites are going to be preserved, the Most High God is going to smite these heathen. Yes, sir.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance.
So you had a lot of things be said there. See, this is also another prophecy that attests to nuclear bombardment. Because what is capable of melting your eyes and your tongue and your skull while you stand up on your feet? That's why the visuals in Terminator 2 still stand the test of time. When you see Sarah Connor grabbing that fence and getting blown back by the force wave, and then you see all her flesh just get blown off of her skeleton.
Right.
See, people, you always wonder where they get these ideas from. One, they got it from a black woman named Sophia Stewart, the real author of Terminator and Matrix. They were supposed to be together, right? But Sophia Stewart got it from the Bible, and she even admits it herself. So again, that's why some of these stories, these movies, these comics, they're so compelling to our people. It's because it comes right out of your book. See, the heathen never said they would play fair. As a matter of fact, the Most High God told you who can set straight what he set crooked. Keep going, brother, keep going. Got that strength, man. All praises. What's in there? Well, I mean, get the verse. I'll read it. We'll read it. All right, get 2nd Ezra 15. And you said 33 and 34? 34? Okay. Let's get it, man. Yeah, buddy.
2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, and even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. And then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west. And strong winds shall rise from the east, and shall open it. And the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east and west wind shall be destroyed.
Now, this brother brought out something that I want to go into a lot more in depth, because if you go up in this same chapter, it talks about the Caramanians, right? Raging in wrath. A lot of people don't know the Caramanians are who you would call the people in the Middle East today, right? The Arabs, right? Arab just means mixed. There is no such thing as an Arab person, but there is such a thing as an Arab group. And the Arab group consists of 3 major nations: the children of Ishmael, the children of Elam, and the children of Edom. And you're seeing the children of Elam start to remember, oh yeah, we crazy as hell. The children of Ishmael are starting to remember, oh yeah, we're wild men. Yeah, we supposed to be wild men. Why do we care if y'all say y'all gonna bomb us? Shit, we just gonna blow ourselves up. Allahu Akbar. Y'all know the stereotype. Don't get squeamish now, shit. They've been known by that shit for decades. Now all of a sudden everybody want to pretend like they civilized. No, they wild people. And the Bible lets you know they're going to remember who they are. And we got another wild lion coming on the scene. All praises. Brother Asael. You know what I'm saying? We about to get through this lesson real quick now, man. Shit, we going to pull these precepts. Yeah, buddy. See? But to those of y'all who say that nuclear weapons are in the Bible, man, you ain't been reading enough. Shalom, King. All praises, right? That's Brother Mason, right? Brother been supporting the ministry. Now, I value your presence, man. It really does give it direction. So I'm gonna tell you, when we come out here with nobody, hey man, we just start the lesson and shit, the demons start coming. It's like a video game. As soon as you log in, here come the damn enemies. I mean, and I say that, brother, looking up here, it was true today. You know, it got disarmed. You know, they are brother and sister, but shit, that other brother, he was tripping. Immediately, man. Don't wait. But see, again, our people are smitten with madness as well. That's part of the curses. And he is our people. See, a redhead Irishman, you got to understand the term smoked Irish. Where the red comes from, that comes from them basically watering down our genome, our genotype. Because if a black man has children with a so-called white woman enough, eventually you're going to start having white-looking children come out. And a lot of times they have red features with freckles. And that's what he looked like, a redhead with a bunch of freckles who wanted to fight. See, again, that's why they call it the Fighting Irish. Now, what do the children of Benjamin like to do? Try telling a Benjamite man that he's a Bati boy, and he ain't. You'd be lucky he don't kill you, and I'm being dead serious. He might even stab you to death. Try doing that with one of our Levite brothers down in Haiti. Even though he call you friend, hey, my friend, don't be talking to me like that, my friend. Hey, and when they say that, they sound nice, but Levi will hack your ass into pieces. You notice all them nations talking about Haiti, they ain't going in there. Because Levi got a very particular blessing on him to strike through the loins of his adversaries, that they rise not again. See, again, to y'all who watch these videos, y'all wonder why the Hebrew Israelites seem to know what's going on. It's because we read the Bible. And we search the scriptures, and we study to show ourselves approved. But brothers, let's get this lined up, right? Can you get me Zephaniah 2 and 11? And then we're going to go back from there to Zephaniah 1 and 12 through 18. And Brother Asael, can you get me Jeremiah 28 and 8? And then you're going to slide over to Jeremiah 35, 12 through 17. Right? Because we just let it be known that the Most High God in the book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verses 12 through 15, that not only is the world going to be smitten with nuclear fire, where your eyes and your tongue going to be melting out of your face, but the children of Judah, they're going to get to work on these heathen. See, during the time of visitation, it's going to be a very busy time. That's why we say it's better to get this information now so you know what's coming, right? But let's see in Zephaniah 2 and 11 what it's going to look like in those days.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 11. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen.
So the Most High God is going to be terrible in his doings. To all the heathen nations who have their idols up, destruction is coming to remind you who the real God is. And you're going to cry out to Krishna, Buddha, White Christ, name your idol, God's going to throw it over and burn it up. That's why we keep saying to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the time to wake up is now. Allah is not going to save you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Just got to throw the stone. If it hit, cool. If not, cool. For real, man. And not to mention, the Quran tells you that it's a recital of something. What's it reciting? The Bible. And the Quran tells you that Allah's chosen people are the Israelites. And if you're going to seek any type of edification, to go to the Israelites. And it's not a stretch of the imagination, considering that that's who Muhammad learned his wisdom from. He just took it a little too personal when they didn't want to convert to his way of interpreting the information. All of a sudden, you my enemy because you know we don't want to worship him. But it's whatever. All right, go ahead and keep going, brother.
Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, ye gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree, bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nations of the
Kerethites.
Salakia.
No, you good.
Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Kerethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even...
Hold on, you're supposed to slide back to chapter 1.
Yeah, 1, you said 1 before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 2, chapter 1.
Yeah, 2 chapter 1. Yeah.
Gone.
I was like, man, this shit sound real. Yeah, we're in Zephaniah 1 and we going back to 12, 1 and
I
12.
thought you said read 11 and jump to verse
No,
11
you
as
cool.
well.
Well, before you read that, read verse 8 in chapter 1.
All right, come. And that's you want to go 1 through 12, right?
Yeah, 1 and then 12, yeah, on down. Yeah,
All right.
so 1 and 12.
Zephaniah 1, verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel.
And when it says those who are clothed with strange apparel, it's talking about all of our people who have all these false gods, right? See, in the day of destruction and the God's visitation or the Messiah's visitation, you're going to have a lot of people calling out to pagan gods. Like I said earlier, man, them idols can't save you, man. And it should be evidenced for like an idol like Jesus Christ. I've had to bring this out before. We were calling on Christ while the white man was beating our back in. Ain't nothing happened on our behalf. There was no mercy shown toward us, no matter how much we cried out to God and Jesus. But we start calling on Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and in less than 50 years, America's about to be out of style. God worked quick. Look at God. You know what I'm saying? It used to be 50, 60 years ago, you couldn't look a white man in the eye. Now these white folks walking around scared, don't know what to do. Don't know how to put the truth back in the box. But the thing is, they scared now that we got the name of God. Because they went to extreme lengths to prevent you to be able to call on your God. They beat the language out of you, Jake. They murdered those who would teach you at the cost of their own life. And then they told everybody else, hey, if you try to stop us, we're going to whip you or kill you. Remember when we read that out of the those laws from Virginia in 1705? Those different amendments? One of them was if they were lynching one of our brothers and you rose a fuss or you tried to stop them, you would get a full lashing. 39 lashes according to the Bible. And you know they went above and beyond that. They like, well, shit, we'll just hang both of you. You know what I'm saying? What is it when you got an undercard at a boxing fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, people come to see one fight, but there's an undercard. Like, well, shit, you know, we got 2 fighters in the building, so let's go ahead and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Get the crowd warmed up, so we gonna hang 2 niggas today instead of 1.
It might do worse if one stood up to make a point.
For real.
Might pull him apart by horses or some shit.
People just don't understand how bad it has been. But the Most High God saw to it that we were preserved through all of it. And then he woke us right back up. That's why these nations, they scared as hell, man. But let's keep going. Yeah, go to verse 12.
You said 1 and then 12, right?
1 and 12.
1 through 12?
Chapter 1, verse 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then read from there. I know I said a lot of ones, man. My bad, bro.
My understanding is off right now. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Therefore their gods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
So we think that we've been dispossessed of our land and all our resources through slavery leading up to the present day. But can you imagine when it finally sinks into these Edomites' minds and hearts that America is lost? That America literally is falling. It's an empire that's no longer in power. They're going to go absolutely crazy, and they're going to dispossess God's chosen people, the Israelites, of everything. And if you read 2nd Ezra chapter 16, it lets you know that specifically toward the end of the chapter. They're going to be like madmen sparing none, casting out the elect onto the streets. They're going to seize your house. They're going to seize all your food. They're going to take everything. And that's how you're going to know who God's chosen is. So if you call yourself loving God and loving Jesus, prepare for the worst, because it's been promised. They hated him first. Hey, man, servant is not greater than his master. And the tribe of Judah, you have a real problem with that because you think you better than everybody. And your ass is on the bottom being laughed at by the whole world while you get called nigger, nkata, jigaboo, all over the earth. And you still got this damn chip on your shoulder. For what? I don't know. But brother, keep going.
Verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
So the Most High God, through the prophet Zephaniah, is making it known. Nothing can spare you from what's coming. And I'm going to tell you, you should already know silver and gold ain't going to deliver you, because look at P. Diddy right now. That nigga, he probably wish he could just hide under a rock and be nobody.
He's just a fall guy, really.
And he the fall guy, because everybody who was at them damn parties, they were volunteers. All of them.
When you throwing your next party, I'm ready to get down again.
For real. Damn Cassie asking the prostitute to urinate in her mouth. Last time I checked, victims don't ask for that. But see, for the example, you're seeing all these celebrities are being called out on the rites and rituals that they have to participate in order to be celebrities. And it's making them look like they've always been like craven cowards willing to do anything to get over on people. It's not enough that you could dance and sing, but you got to have millions of people watch you, and you're willing to do anything to get the popularity. So the white man, while he's in power, he's like, are you serious? Willing to do anything? Are you sure about that? If you're willing to do anything, the white man will have you buck dancing with damn shoe polish on your face in a minstrel show. We already know that. We see it in history. So how much more these skinning and grinning rappers? See, we're trying to tell our people the day of repentance is here. Focusing on your job, getting a degree, all them things are worthless in light of what's coming. Not to mention, you see all these jobs that people are losing. See, if you are on YouTube right now looking at the trends of people putting up all these videos of getting fired, all these videos of getting let go from their jobs, you got whole entire teams being called into Zoom meetings. The CEO will come on for all of 2 minutes and just go, yeah, this is y'all last day, go and clock out, y'all fired. Peace. But these are the same niggas talking about, yeah, I went to Yale, and I was a part of Alpha Beta Kappa, and I was a 4.0 student, and yeah, you know, I'm better than you because I drive a Maserati and I got a 6-figure job. Now your ass in the same unemployment line I'm in. How that feel? And I'm going to tell you, I know it feel worse for you because I've been there my whole life. Joke's on you, nigga. Hey, man, gotta let it be known. The blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans who've been in the trenches their whole life, shit, you telling them jobs being lost, they like, shit, what jobs? For real, what prosperity you talking about?
It's going to be like when it comes down to the people that are on the streets and we're there.
Yeah,
And they already got it figured out. We're going to have to play catch up.
yeah, hey, man, to you homeless brothers and sisters, you're about to get upgraded. Because everybody about to be homeless and jobless. You the only ones out here who know how to get clean water when you can't buy it. You know how to get warmth at night when you don't got nowhere to stay. You know where to go and not to go. Because I'm going to tell you, if you stay out here late enough, you'll know there's some areas you don't want to be on foot at. You don't want to be walking between buildings at 3 in the morning. You might run into somebody with some left-hand demons on them. These homeless folks know how to avoid all that. And I know that because there used to be a brother who came up here, and he would talk about how he saw people literally get stabbed to death right next to him under a bridge. And I pray that brother's still doing all right. Right? Not to throw his name out there because he might not be homeless anymore. I pray he's not. But you're about to see the first be last and the last be first in many different senses of the word. But brother, go ahead and get them scriptures, man.
Isaiah 50, Jeremiah 28.
Young line guy, you got that good memory, man. You're not old like us.
28, Nate.
28 Nate.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war, and of evil, and of pestilence.
Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. So I thought there was a little bit more.
Verse 9, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him.
Now, this was between Jeremiah and Hananiah. Jeremiah said you're going into to slavery to the Babylonians for 70 years. Hananiah said it's going to be a field trip. You're going to go in slavery and get right out. And Jeremiah said, hey, look, you're going to know who the right prophet is depending on who actually is right. Because if Hananiah is right, well, shit, I guess we'll be standing here in about a couple of months as free men. And those of y'all who don't know, for that false prophecy, Hananiah got put to death by the Most High. Again, it's serious when you're doing the work of the Lord and you're making prophecies. Yeah, in the same year. It's at the end of the chapter. Hold that, we might get it here. Yeah, because we got a lot of the lesson there. No, just hold it, just hold it. But you see here that obviously Jeremiah was correct. And just like Jeremiah prophesied of captivity, of wars, of plagues, of tribulations befalling people and kingdoms, we are doing the same thing. And people are doing the same thing that all the detractors did back in that day. Because Jeremiah made that prophecy while he was in the stocks. For those of y'all who don't know, the stocks are when they have you bent over with your head basically in a block of wood and you're locked in place. And all Jeremiah did was bring the prophecies and judgments of the Most High God. But our wicked ass kings wasn't trying to have that. That's why Jeremiah spent most of his ministry in prison. See, again, that's why I take offense when people walk by talking about they love God and won't do a damn thing for him. I take offense to that. Because a lot of us go through hell serving the Most High. It's hard to serve God when you're surrounded by wicked niggas. They make life very difficult for you. And then you got these same wicked niggas talking about they love God like you love God. Really? So why are you my tormentor? Food for thought, but let's get this other scripture. Yes, sir. Yeah, 35 and 12%.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 35, verse 12. Then came the word of Yahweh unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, Go and tell the men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, Will ye not receive instruction to hearken to my words, saith Yahweh? The words of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, that he commanded his sons not to drink wine, are performed. For unto this day they drink none, but obey their father's commandment. Notwithstanding, I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye hearken not unto me.
Right? So, as Jeremiah was ordered to go and tell the Israelites, Thus saith the Lord, and he did, the Israelites didn't listen to Jeremiah, but it's juxtaposed with an example of a man, an Israelite, telling his sons not to drink. And they obeyed him all the way up until a certain day, whenever this was told or written down. And I would assume they continued to obey their father in perpetuity as they were able, because they honored the authority of their father. But yet, you see the Israelites were told by the Most High God and still didn't listen. See, and for those of y'all who don't know, Jeremiah was one of the prophets who were going to the kings of Judah, letting them know before they went into slavery, hey, clean up your act. You had Isaiah and you had Jeremiah. See, again, the Most High God, he loves his people enough. Even though he knows what's going to happen, he still loves them enough to send them somebody to go, hey, man, you testing the waters. I'm about to fuck your ass up. I'm going to say it the way it is. I'm about to put you in slavery. Don't make me do that to you. And this is what I'm asking you to do. This is how you clean up your act. 1,000 times. See, and most of our people, man, we get fooled when the Most High God is speaking softly to us. We get fooled by that. We think God ain't going to lay the lash to our back. And you see that with kids who very rarely get whooped by their parents. Their parents be talking all soft to them, being nice to them, kid be wilding out. They keep doing it until finally one of their parents lose their patience and they drag them to the bathroom and you hear that belt jingling. You know it's about to go down. Somebody about to get beat up. I know that's what happened to me. Shit. I used to get beat in the store with the belts off the rack. See, y'all don't realize, man, it's another day and age today. You can't do that. CPS be called. You never see your parents again. My mama used to whoop me in the BX. That's on base. See, this brother knows what I'm talking about. You can't do that today.
Don't look, don't ask.
Yeah, man. Shit, back in the day, other parents, they look over and be like, yep, serves them right. Shit, if you go back far enough, other black parents be like, shit, when can I join? Shit, I got some stress I need to work out.
Shit, in the neighborhood, like you messed up, your neighbor will whoop you and tell your parents that you get whooped again.
You have to walk through the gauntlet, getting beat down the whole way home. See, again, and that's why our elders were stronger than us, because weakness is not a physical trait exclusively. We're seeing weakness of character in our people to the extent that they're indiscernible from the white man now. They have no fortitude. You see Jake crashing out of school, shooting the school up because he got bullied. Shit, the way we used to raise our kids, if you getting bullied, you better beat that nigga up. You better do something. Shit, my dad used to tell me and my brother, shit, if your brother lose a fight, I better not see you two until y'all whoop that bully ass together. Yep, I'm gonna beat your ass. So make a choice. Get beat up at home or beat up at school. And guess who never lost fights at school? My father's children. Because we knew what it was. Not to mention we had a distinctive advantage. You getting beat by grown adults every week. Getting hit by another kid your age ain't shit. Shit, like I said, I've been jumped a couple of times in my life. I'm going to tell you, being jumped, it ain't that scary to me. And I know that's not a good thing. That's the trauma of being in captivity. But at the same time, though, the Most High God, he raised us to be a tough-ass people. And when you raise your kids right, they tough enough to handle the world and maintain their responsibilities as God's chosen. But if you derelict in your duties as parents, you're going to raise some pussy-ass kids. And that's what you're seeing out here today. But anyway, let's keep on with the lesson. Keep going, brother.
Verse 14. The words...
No, 15.
Verse 15.
Yeah, that win. Yeah. 35. Yeah.
I see why you reading on your phone, man. It's always going.
I got my shit pinned down like this. Can't take it, man.
This the book.
Man, you sons of other cats, man. You hold up the bird.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 35, verse 15.
Bring it out.
I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Return ye now, every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them. And ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers. But ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me.
So the Most High God, just like he's doing today, he did back then. He sent his prophets to warn his people, and they haven't hearkened unto him. I'm going to tell you, that's why Christ had to tell the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the wicked people of his time, y'all the same people who killed the prophets. In the same way that they had those wicked spirits around on the earth at that time is the same way we got them wicked spirits around at this time. They come up to your camp scoffing, talking shit, don't want to listen to nothing you got to say, got a smart quip for everything that you say out the Bible, trying to be Mr. or Mrs. Too Cool for school. They the same people, man. See, that's why we have to keep reminding our people, you are not greater than your master. If Yahushua encountered such resistance, why won't you? But with the impending destruction, we have a mission to do, and that is to warn our people of what is to come. And I'm going to tell you, whether it's a wicked nigga or an overly sensitive nigga, it's not going to change my position. I'm going to do what God sent me to do. And the brothers who stand shoulder to shoulder with me have the same disposition. Not because we personally love each other, but because we love our God first and foremost. Thank you, Bird. I appreciate it. Y'all a hard-ass crowd today. You know what I'm saying? We doing what God told us to do because first and foremost, serving him is our paramount directive and mission. That's why when you read in Deuteronomy 12 and 10, it has to be postulated to Israel. What is required of thee? And then Moses goes down the list to serve the Lord thy God with all thy mind, soul, and strength, and to keep his commandments. It's not hard, but our people, they make it very difficult to their own destruction. But go ahead and get it, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 5.
Go.
For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul, and not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God.
So we're being directed to flee out of the midst of Babylon, to come out of the ways of our oppressors, to drop down or put down these idols, to drop the traditions that they have forced on us, and come back to our God and repent. And we're also told the utility of Babylon, right? See, when you see the metaphorical vision of the whore with the golden cup full of the blood of the saints, that is what is essentially being described in Jeremiah 51. Folly, man. And those are Jake. That's Judah. Yeah, man. Judah and Issachar riding around on ATVs and motorcycles, man. The people who ain't got shit, ain't got a damn pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but they riding around like they having a good time. Hey, man. Hey, and then when you fall off that shit on the highway and get run over by a car, all of a sudden we got to come together like the Avengers again. I keep saying it, man. When calamity strike, all of a sudden, everybody's like, hey, feel sorry for me. But it's like, yo, what were you doing when that shit happened to you? Did you see that story about that? She was like an 18-year-old. She fell off the top of a damn Navigator truck. No, you good.
He was in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I was working on the top of a car after a prom.
Yep.
Fell off, got hit, dead.
Yeah.
18.
Her head got ran over by a fire truck.
I didn't hear about the head. That's
Yeah, her head got ran over by a fire truck. She fell off of a car while twerking. The Most High God said, judgment today. I keep saying it, man. Like, people think I'm just, man, you just bullying people, man. You like cracking on people. Nah, nigga, I'm trying to tell you how serious God is. Yeah. Man, damn this. Yeah, because we need to read that down. Damn. Yeah, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it, because, yeah, I'm not out here to give a lesson. I want y'all to get precepts, too, so. Oh, shit, yeah, get that right now.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 9 and verse 16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Hagayon Salah.
That's how you know that God is present. See, our people, man, they sitting there going, man, this an angel going back to the sky, back to God, not understanding. No, that's the Most High God made an example of that wicked young woman. To let y'all know, you could be next. To let you know, you can't be too young, too old, too tall, too short. Anybody can get it. It's the only thing on the planet that's unisex. It's God's judgment. It's not a bathroom. It's not a leotard or a damn onesie. It's God's judgment. And we have to keep reminding our people that God doesn't tailor his judgment to anybody. He's not a respecter of persons. And you would assume that an 18-year-old in the prime of her youth, God would stall her out. But every so often, God has to remind everybody, hey, I'll still get you for what you do. I'll get you when you're in your youth and you think God will look the other way while you do wickedness. Sometimes God has to remind you, I'm still watching you too. Y'all remember that 8-year-old who caught a stray bullet while with his mother? She was driving just down the road, caught a random stray bullet. 8-year-old died. Now, I'm not saying that 8-year-old did anything, because if you read Isaiah 59:1, it lets you know that sometimes people are taken away because of the wickedness to come. Right? The righteous sometimes depart early to spare them the things that they would go through otherwise. However, to those of y'all who are departing while doing wickedness, God is letting it be known, I will kill all of you for doing this. So don't test me. What you got?
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 11 and verse 9. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity.
When he says childhood and youth are vanity, what he's saying is that don't matter. He's letting it be known. God ain't looking at you going, man, you know what? Man, you too young for me to judge you like that, so I'm going to just give you a tap on the wrist. Yeah, he just a baby. I say this all the time. God know the real you. He know that spirit that resides in your vessel. The spirit that never died. The spirit that reports back to him as ordered every time you depart one of your mortal coils. You're that same spirit, and God knows everything about it because he made it.
Same spirit, different face.
Yep. Hey, man. Our people, they don't lay these things to heart, and as a result, they have to rethink themselves while they're sitting at a funeral. That shit is crazy, man. I'm sure her parents are beating themselves up, knowing that their little girl died because she didn't have the moral fiber to know not to twerk on top of a car. The least bit of parenting would have had your child knowing, hey, at least twerk when you're not on top of a fucking car. You wouldn't stand up on a roller coaster, but yet you'll twerk on top of a moving car? What type of nonsense is that?
At least twerk when you're not on top of a moving car.
But it's like I say, the Most High God, sometimes you too wicked. And God is just like, yo, I got to make an example out of you. See, we're too busy trying to set the standard in the dirt while the Most High God is trying to set the standard up in the sky. Because he knows you could jump that high, Jake. But because you want to set the standard down in the dirt, the Most High God has got to put a fire on your ass and make you jump anyway. Hey, man. Hey, and the Most High God is not asking you to reach for the stars. You will either reach the stars or you will die. Make a choice. Make a choice. It is what it is. For real. Most people don't realize, man, God is not negotiating with nobody. That's the thing I'm trying to stress to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And y'all don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I've been at this little spot for 4 years. And I'm going to tell you, I've heard God know my heart so many times. I wish I got $100 every time. I'd be a multi-billionaire. God know my heart. God know my heart. God know my heart. I got a personal relationship with him. For real. People in different languages saying it.
Remember what you told my roommate? You told Eric?
What I tell him?
I said, man, I'm just a chill nigga, bro. God know my heart, man. He said, I'll never forget this. I'll never forget it. He said, yeah, God knows your heart. He knows it's wicked as hell, too, nigga. I said, yeah. I mean, can't get around that.
Hey, it is what it is. Because he searches the reins and the hearts of men. The most secret parts. That's why, again, our people be thinking, God knows my heart. He knows all the things I've been through, so he'll show me mercy when I mess up. But if me showing you mercy is only going to make you mess up more, then it's not mercy at all. I'm enabling you to be wicked. And who knows that more than the Most High? That's why the Most High God be like, yo, I need to see you in my office right now. Right now. Man, I'm going to tell you, most of y'all know exactly what that's like, too. Because when you have children, say you see your child steal something out of a store. And before they get out the store, you come up and go, I need to speak to you right now. It's not a matter of, oh, I'll come when I feel like it, Dad. Hold on a second, my friends are here. You liable to lift your child up by the damn lapel and drag them off to a corner and talk to them in a hushed, threatening tone. Grab him by his damn head. You know what I'm saying? So when God says, hey, you know what? I need to talk to you right now. Because when your spirit departs your body, you face God for your judgment. That's in 2 Ezra 14:34-35. And then you get your judgment, you rest a little bit, and then you come right back down here. That sister twerking on top of the car, God said, hey, I need to talk to you right fucking now. Right now. Not tomorrow. I don't even want you in a coma. I want you right now. A fire truck ran over our head, y'all. That means I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm dead, I'm wherever I'm at. Immediately. Hey, man, the Most High God is the king of terrors. Believe that. But do not collect $200. Yeah, 14 and 34-35. Right? To those of y'all who want to teach regeneration to anybody, you are going to need that. 2 Ezra 14:34-35. Right? It's very important that you understand the nature of death and judgment. The nature of regeneration. You can go anywhere you want, Miss Ann. Y'all raped and robbed to steal this country. Go where you feel you're welcome. I'm going to tell you, man, you start recording something, all of a sudden white folks don't want to be in the shot. I'm going to hold a camera up around me 24/7 so I never see you crackers. She'd be like a damn force for you. I know she ain't like it. Same way she don't like soap. I know. Don't bother me one bit. Shit. But anyway, brother, can you get me... Yeah, go ahead and get that. 7-3.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 65, verse 7. Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith Yahweh, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom. Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servants' sake, that I may not destroy them all.
So despite the Most High God bringing destruction, he's not going to destroy his servants, his righteous servants. See, again, man, I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. The Most High God has undertaken a mighty work to perfect his elect. Bars. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually in 2 Ezra 9, where he says, with much labor have I made it perfect. As a matter of fact, can somebody get that for me? 2 Ezra 9. And let me grab you the verse, right? Because a lot of our people don't realize, man, the Most High God has gone through great lengths. He has sent prophet after prophet. He has destroyed literal kingdoms to get us to this point. And if you think you're going to come on the scene and fuck up God's plan, you got another thing coming. Give me verse 22.
Actually, it started 21.
2 Ezra 9, verse 21.
It started 20. Slide.
2 Ezra 9, chapter 9, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was a peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw, and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
So it's like I said, the Most High God has gone to great lengths to make sure everything is at where it's supposed to be at. And see, we in our estate, we don't even see how the Most High God has given marching orders to all the angels all over the earth. There is so much logistical effort put into making us do what God has prophesied us to do. You have to understand the Most High God is not going to let a minuscule creation come and derail the plan. That's why some of y'all be crying out to God for mercy when mercy is not part of the plan. He already told you how to get on the right page so you don't have to cry out for mercy. That's the plan. Repent so he don't have to destroy your ass. But if you don't want to repent, expect the ass whooping to come. Expect it. It's coming. Because the Most High God already said, hey man, to my elect, to my beloved, you're going to be chastened. What is it, Hebrews 12, where it talks about basically like, you know, if you're the sons of God, you're going to get chastened. But if you're not enduring chastening of the Most High God, then you're bastards and not sons. So we try to let our people know, man, like, don't get discouraged at the ass whooping. Get motivated. Because I'm going to tell you, the ass whoopings don't stop. That's one thing about, you should remember from being a little kid, when you got that first whooping for not cleaning your room, you threw your little tantrum, but I know what you did after that. You cleaned that fucking room up. Because you knew mama and daddy wasn't playing. Especially daddy. He coming home from work, he tired. Shit, all he want to do is go to sleep on the couch, and you fucking that up. So guess what? You about to get the business. Oh my God. Shit, them the worst whoopings I got. When my mama yelling and complaining my dad can't sleep on the couch. Oh yeah, we about to get worked over. It's gonna be bad. I'm going to school in the summertime with a damn sweater and long pants on. Cause I'm bruised up. For real. Shit, you got a grown man ass whooping at the age of 7. Shit, I know that happened to me one time. Shit, I had to wear some long sleeves. And the teacher was like, you sure you're not hot? I had to go, no, I'm okay. That's how the Most High God is, and the Most High God ain't ashamed to have you fucked up in front of these nations. As a matter of fact, that's part of your curses. You a reproach among the heathen. So y'all better stop playing with the Most High God and start treating him like he is the Most High. Because he is very terrible to the heathen, without mercy. And he could be terrible to you too, if you put him in that position to be that. But, you know, the way of man is not in himself. And the Most High God guides the steps of men, as it says in Proverbs 20, right? So God messing you up, that's part of his plan too, right? But either way, can somebody grab me Sirach 18 and 8 through 14? And then we're going to skip to 20 through 24, right? Because the Most High God is patient with his creation. I know we made a kind of a show of the Most High God disciplining his children. But you got to understand, you always deserve to get jacked up by the Most High God. And he gives you a lot of leeway, right? Because the Most High God understands that your days are few and you're nothing but earth and ashes. So he has poured out his mercy upon his children and on all creations in the earth. You got it, brother?
You said 18?
Are you?
You said 18 and 8?
Yeah, Sirach 18 and verse 8 through 14. And then whoever reads it after that, go to 20 through 24. You got it? Brother, could you grab me Matthew 24 and 14, 2nd Ezra 9.
Sirach 18, verse 8. What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil? The number of a man's days at the most are 100 years. As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand, so are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. Therefore God is patient with them, and poureth forth his mercy upon them. He saw and perceived their end to be evil. Therefore he multiplied his compassion.
We're going to go to 14, but stay right here. Right? So knowing the fallibility of God's creation, right? The fact that we are prone to the desires of our flesh. Sometimes we let that override our will to do the will of the Most High in the Spirit, right? Knowing our limitations, the Most High God, he has multiplied his mercies upon us, right? And you see examples of that mercy. While we were in the wilderness, the Most High God wanted to reduce the Israelites to basically just Moses. And Moses was able to intercede on behalf of the people, and the Most High God had mercy upon us. And then he walked our asses in a circle for 40 years until everybody above the age of 20 was ready to die. And then he preserved 2 adults, Joshua and Caleb. So even in mercy, God still has his way. So be careful what you ask for, right? But the Most High God has multiplied his mercies upon all creation. Keep going, brother.
No, go to 14.
Verse 14, or chapter 14.
But where you're at, but go from 13 and 14.
It's verse 13. The mercy of a man is toward his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. He reproveth and nurtureth, and teacheth and bringeth again, as a shepherd his flock. He hath mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgment.
God. And I've been there, shit. But to those of us who are diligently trying to serve God, the Most High God, he winks at a lot of the things that we fall short on. How many times have you gone out to camp or something and you forgot a fringe? You forgot a tzitzit. Or you turned on your stove, you forgot it was the Sabbath. Hell, how many of y'all working for Esau are forced to work on the Sabbath? Most High God's mercy has been multiplied on his people. Come on. Those are sins punishable by death. And the Most High is like, look, man, I'm working with you. Offend less. That's the name of the game. And if you offended less, God's like, I'm working with you. You know what I'm saying? He understands if you go to a restaurant, you asking, hey, is there pork in here? And they lie to you and you eat pork. That's happened to me before. I got egg rolls from Jack in the Box. They're like, yeah, it's beef. I was like, man, this shit tastes real good. It tastes like sin. Turns out, I look online, it's pork in it. Hey, I'm telling you, anybody, once you come into the truth and you ain't ate pork for a while and you eat something that got pork in it, you know there's something wrong. You like, damn, something wrong with this shit, man. For a while, I was hooked on Popeye's mashed potatoes and gravy. Man, it's got that tallow in it, that pork, the little bits of bacon in it. And I was told it was beef. But I was like, man, this shit tastes delicious, man. What is going on? I'm sitting there, I'm wanting this shit before I even want a meal. I just want mashed potatoes and gravy. Something wrong with this. And then I realized it's sin, it's pork. You ain't supposed to be eating it. Popeyes. Yeah. Shit, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was heartbroken when I found that out, man. For real, 'cause I was like, damn, man, I finally found something that just, hit the spot. But then I realized it was hitting the wrong spot. And that's why I liked it. You see what I'm saying? But see, the Most High God could have killed me for that. But he didn't. He worked with me. Now, that don't mean he exonerated and let me go. See, the Most High God is long-suffering. And not to mention, what happened to Moses when he got to the Promised Land? Moses died, basically overlooking the Promised Land. He got to see it and go, damn, ain't it something? And then he fell over dead. Moses basically looked like he was in the prime of his youth, 120 years old. Now, those of y'all who actually see in the spirit, Most High God didn't kill him out of spite. Yeah, he judged him for the things that he did, but the Most High God had to kill Moses because he had to hold to his promise of men having 120 years. See, there's layers to this, and the Most High God is not a man that he should lie. So if he told you that his spirit is not going to always strive with man and you got 120 big ones, that's all you get. It don't matter who you are, even if you're called the one who spoke with God face to face. For real. Shit, Moses' face was shining. They had to put a veil over that man's face. And you see in the book of Jude, and this is hundreds of years later, so that tells you something is up with Moses' body where it don't decompose normally. Because you got Michael and Satan going, hey, this is what I want to do with Moses' body. And then Satan like, no, this is what I want to do. And they had to go to the Lord to arbitrate that. So you got to understand something, man. The Most High God, he's managing and arbitrating a great many things. So when we disrespect God by throwing his words behind him, you got to understand, he might not get off his throne and put hands on you at the moment. But he tells an angel, hey, write that shit down. And put his name with a damn asterisk by it. So I remember that nigga. For real. I got something for his ass. All Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look at the judgments going on out here. There's a serial murderer up in Austin that they will not admit exists. There's a serial murderer down in Houston who only kills gay men. They won't even admit he exists. Hey, he got the wrong type of bat. For real. You You know what I'm saying? And it's not to have folly. It's to let you know, hey, man, the Most High God can send the cruelest messenger imaginable. See, y'all thinking about somebody who might stab or shoot you. The Most High God can send you one of them niggas who lock you in their basement, chain you to a radiator. And yeah, you getting abused for like 10 and 30 years and shit. Shit, there was a, was it in, it's either Ukraine or Poland, but it's somewhere in one of them Eastern, European Eastern countries, right? There was a woman, they found out that she had basically been strapped up in an outhouse. All her teeth had been knocked out, and it was a rape house. Men were just walking in there, and they were having their way with her, and it was for decades. Now tell me God playing around. I'm going to tell you, God is the king of terrors. He made that shit too. Somebody give me Isaiah 45:7. And somebody else give me Amos 3:6. Because we trying to tell you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, your God is not one to be played with. And he is sending his prophets out here to tell you to come back to him, keep his laws, and repent. And many of y'all don't understand what's about to happen here in America. You're going to have cannibals running around here. You're going to have literal people running around who ain't ate in days looking to eat people. Here you go, brother.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
So the Most High God, Yahweh, creates darkness and he creates light. He creates good and evil. He creates upheaval and peace. He creates all of it. How you doing, brother? You know you're an Israelite? Yeah? What's expected of you, brother? Everything? Hey, just keep the laws of God, man. Keep the commandments, brother. Because ain't you tired of working for the white man? No? That's wild. That's wild.
Is that an honest answer?
Is your daddy black? Is your dad black? Yeah? So you mean to tell me you ain't tired of working for the people who enslaved and raped your ancestors? Who you work for? Because you got a name tag on. Who you work for? You got a name tag on. He working for money. But whose face is on the money? I'm going to tell you, man, our people, they think they got the answer, not understanding. You're going to die working for the white man, proudly. And in the day of visitation, you're going to be holding up a fistful of damn 50s going, Lord, can I get on a chariot? For real, you can't serve God and money, man. I tell you, man. Yeah, he said it with a smile, too, man. Golly, man, that hurt my spirit, bro. That hurt my spirit.
That's what I said. Was that an honest answer? Shit.
But I'm going to tell you, that's why on the plantation, you would have 50 slaves to one slave master. And nobody trying to revolt. Because you had a bunch of brothers like that.
49 of them is cooled out there.
Yep. Don't massa gives you clothes and foods.
We want to go back to Egypt.
No, say that in the mic. Say that in the mic.
We want to go back to Egypt with the flesh pots and where we had the bread.
And the leeks and the fish.
We out here in the wilderness, man. What the Most High took us out here to kill us? Man, y'all cooned out, man.
See, y'all need to read that account in Numbers 11, what he did to the mixed multitude. See, y'all don't understand how terrible God can be. God destroyed the mixed multitude and then made us bury him. That would be like God took your litter of puppies that you just got, you playing with them, and God say, I don't like that. He take them out back and shoot them. And then you go, come bury these damn things.
He killed Aaron's sons and told them, hey, get back in that temple. I don't want to see you crying. Get to work.
Yep.
Don't make a sound.
Yep. And he killed Aaron's sons for lighting incense wrong. Like, man, I keep trying to tell y'all don't know what God y'all serve. That's why y'all say stupid ass shit. Like, I work for money. Knowing that you working to pay these damn bills so this white man don't take your shit. I tell you, man, that be the same nigga who chase you down. You trying to escape from the plantation. He chase you down, go, here, I got you. Go get me a full meal tonight. Yeah, that Catcher Freeman spirit. I'm glad you got it. Boondocks. They showed that shit the way it really is. Catcher Freeman. He caught Freeman.
Hey, he was good at it too. He was
Look,
knocking him down.
Black Terminator.
Bro.
Motherfuckers, Usain Bolt on that ass.
But people don't realize that's what it was really like. Hey, y'all know who the Buffalo Soldiers are? The black soldiers here in America that fought with chains on their wrists. But who are they fighting? Our native brothers. See, more times than not, the white man, when he has you venerating somebody, it's because they a coon. That's why he tell you about Martin Luther King every year. But brothers like Nat Turner, you don't never hear about. Brothers like Jack Dessalines down in Haiti, you don't hear about them. Marcus Garvey, all these brothers who stood up in opposition of their oppression, you don't hear about them. Oh yeah, Frederick Douglass? Yeah. And his fathers were white men. Yeah. He a tear. Same with W.E.B. Du Bois. He a tear. Harriet Tubman.
I'm surprised they tell you about her.
No, but guess what? No, here's the thing. Most people don't know Harriet Tubman worked for the, the Marshals. Yeah, she was basically a cop. Really? Yes, look it up on your phone right now. Look it up right now. We gonna get that because we gonna dispel this whole shit like, oh, she the female Moses. Yeah, she was a Fed. Yeah. Why you think the white man tell you about her? Yeah, like, I'm gonna tell anybody the white man tell you to hold in high regard, they a coon, man. They a sellout. For the man. During the Civil War, Harriet Tubman served the Union Army in several capacities, including as a spy, scout, nurse, and cook. She used her knowledge of the South and her connections with enslaved peoples to gather information and support Union efforts. Tubman's most notable contribution was leading the Comanche River Raid, a military operation that liberated hundreds of enslaved peoples. Now, by liberating, you mean you took captive slaves on the Union side who needed more black bodies to go fight. Correct. You got put on the front lines to go fight the Confederacy because they were your slave master. See, and that's why Jake gets fooled by uniforms. See, now you got Jake's walking out here. If a white man ain't got a Klan suit on with the Klan hood, they can't see that he's a racist white man. Long as the white man says, hey, friend, let me shake your hand and let me give you a hug. Meanwhile, he blackball you from the IT industry, blackball you from getting a job. He complaining that you don't cut your damn lawn, so you get in trouble with the HOA. It's the same shit, y'all. But Harriet Tubman is not the hero that you think she is. Neither is Rosa Parks. Again, all these so-called black people they tell you to talk about, you don't need to be talking about any of them niggas. But anyway, let's get back on this lesson. Shit. Oh yeah, you know that. The average black man, yeah, he is the enemy number one of America. De facto enemy number one. Oh shit. I'm gonna tell you, they're trying to stomp out our name, our infamy. They don't even want us being brought up. That's why I brought it up earlier. They banned IUIC from France, but they banned them by the name IUIC, not Hebrew Israelite.
What I read is they don't even, if you got fringes on out there, they won't even let you wear fringes like the way, because they wear their fringes like this. They said if you got fringes on out there, you're gonna get fined.
Hey man, we ought to obey God rather than man. So if they're imposing fines, hey man, you know, hopefully the brother believe in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a costume on, don't mean you don't believe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That was the most surreal interaction. We had an interaction with a gay Hispanic furry. He had on an Egyptian costume of Set. And I'm talking about full mask. And he's talking to us about how he doesn't agree with the Bible.
He kind of knew it.
He knew some stuff.
He was versed enough to have the conversation. Man.
You got a picture of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, show him. Brother Mason, the madness. The absolute madness. And as a matter of fact, get me get that real quick.
It's Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it?
So whether it be bizarre or conventional, the Most High God is behind. Good and evil. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 28 and 28. Yeah. Oh shit.
And we're going to bring a picture up to the camera because it's very important. Y'all understand what we're talking about.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
I'm going to tell you, man, when you see Jake in his low estate walking around here in these damn costumes, and their people are still subject to enslavement and to taxation and tribute, it's like, bro, what are you celebrating, man? And then most of these animes, they're retelling the Bible from the perspective of another heathen nation. Whether it's Goku and Vegeta or Luffy the pirate, it's all the same shit. It's just an Israelite in their normal day to day. Because the life that you live, Jake, it's worthy to be written down. And these heathen know it. Got it? Hey, man.
Ephesians 4 and 18.
Yeah, go ahead and get it.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 18. Having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart.
See, a lot of our people are alienated by the blindness from the doctrines of this world. They're blinded by their love for the idols of this world, of this kingdom. Right? The entertainment of this world. They're blinded by it. Some of our people don't live or breathe without anime. And I never thought I would say that about, especially black folks, but about Israelites in general. Some of our people, their whole life is a damn internet meme. Yeah, keep going. Shit, keep going, bro.
Because of what you just said. Verse 19. Who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Christ.
Because our people haven't learned anything about who they are and their Messiah and their God. They're fully dedicated to the lifestyles that this kingdom has to offer. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a few video game tournaments, and you see Jake living like that, man. Their whole life is internet searches, memes, video games, and snacks. Useless to their own people, and above all, useless to their God. Not understanding that God called you for a far greater purpose. And that is to keep his commandments and serve him. And he gives you plenty of room to indulge in things that you like.
Living in their own greatness right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy out here, man. Our people are they're confused by what they see out here. They see the white man living in great power and in great comfort, and they want to join the party. Not understanding that is not for you, Jay. These heathen nations, that's for them. Those are their gods. Because I'm going to tell you how I keep saying that Goku, Vegeta, all these anime characters are based off of Israelites. Those are the idols that they build to you. Because, newsflash, Jake, you're their God. See, in the kingdom of heaven, they're not going to be asking Yahushai anything face to face. If there's going to be any communication from your estate to Yahushai, it's going to come through the head of your estate. That's the way a king operates. He doesn't go to the lowest member of a house to discuss matters in a certain house. He goes to the king or the leader of that house to discuss or to give direction. Hey, as a king to you, this is what you're about to do. Hey, you, status report. Yeah, ain't no, you've been summoned. Make a choice. You're going or getting put to death. What you want to do? And the way the heathen are going to interact with the Israelites in that day is they're going to interact with their head, the Israelite that's appointed over them. And if you're their slave master, you will be the point of contact for all the other Israelites. Because their job is not going to be to be friendly with everybody in the kingdom of heaven. Their job is going to be to serve you. So you got to understand the pecking order that's coming about on the planet. And it's not to say there's no glory in doing your job. Because I'm going to tell you, a great car gets plenty of glory by those who drive it. They sing praises about its utility. But what if my car all of a sudden wanted to be a boat? And every time I drive next to a river, it's swerving into the fucking water. but it's not geared to be a boat. That makes it a terrible car now, don't it? How much more a servant trying to go above their station? See, you got to make it fit the real world scenario so people can understand, because a lot of times when you start talking about master and servant, people just think of chattel slavery, and that's not necessarily what servitude is. That's what the white man made it into.
The word for the Greek word latria, right, which is worshiping the Father, it literally means to serve.
Come. As a matter of fact, say it into the mic.
The Greek word that is reserved for service or worship of the Father is latria, right? Like that's where idolatry, that's where it comes from. It literally means to serve. That's why he said, don't serve other gods, don't latria other gods. So serving doesn't always have to do with slavery, right? Like you literally, by what we're doing right now is serving the Most High God.
Occupying the office of a minister, a servant. Sometimes servants bow, but a lot of times servants work. You spend a lot more time working as a servant than you do bowing.
That's the master of catch
Hey, and that's one of the things our people just don't understand, the nature of servitude. But because our people don't understand the nature of their servitude, they're willing to serve everybody who's unworthy to receive it. And the one true God, who you should be eager to serve, you cast him behind you like he's an afterthought. You finding it, brother?
There's no way I deleted it.
It's cool. We'll look for it later. Yeah, we'll find it later. When we find it, I'm going to put it on my channel just so that y'all can see it. And I'm going to put it as one of them community picture posts. Yeah, definitely send that to me. Because I ain't going to lie, I have nightmares about that shit. I never thought Jake would be that damn stupid. Bro, it's outrageous.
Wake up in a cold sweat.
In tights with a dog mask on.
Having a full-blown conversation. Imagine somebody in a leotard, right, with Egyptian regalia made of plastic and a dog mask like Set.
With his boyfriend with the same thing on.
With the staff. Because didn't he have a staff with him? Yeah, he had an Unk staff with him.
They were proud with no shame in his game. He let you take a picture of him.
He had dog claw feet on.
Yeah, he had dog claw feet. He had the whole thing. Sitting here talking about how he doesn't agree with the Tetragrammaton in the Bible.
Can't make this shit up, boy.
I literally had to call it out in the middle of our exchange. Like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, I am not going to have this conversation with somebody who's this deep in madness.
You don't have that in video?
Oh, it's but you know, the video's like hours long. You got to go through.
When I saw him, I was standing where you're standing. He came from over there. I pulled my camera up and recorded it walking all the way up. I have a full video of it. I just gotta find it.
Smitten with madness.
You happen to know which video it is?
No, we'll find it. Because if he sends me the video, I'll have the date.
We'll find it.
I'll find it. Fucking watch that whole thing and clip it.
My God, bro. But anyway, let's get back to this lesson. So, yeah, you got Matthew 24:14. Yeah. But did you get 20 and 24? 20 through 24? Of Sirach 18? Yeah, read that 8 through 14 again. I know we got off on a little tangent, but yeah. Yeah, read 8 through 14 real quick, and then 20 through 24. Yes, sir.
Sirach 18, verse 8. What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil? The number of a man's days, at the most, are 100 years, as a drop of water onto the sea, and a great gravel stone in comparison of the sand. So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. Therefore is God patient with them, and poureth forth his mercy upon them. He saw and perceived their end to be evil. Therefore he multiplied his compassion. The mercy of man is toward his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. And he reproveth, and nurtureth, and teacheth, and bringeth again, as a shepherd, his flock. He hath mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgments.
Yeah. So we read 8 through 14. That was Sirach.
Sirach 18.
Yeah, come on. Right? So the mercy of the Most High God is multiplied upon all creations, even more so upon his people. And if you're Native Hispanic, you a king, brother. Repent and keep God's laws.
That's right.
Right? Well, brother, if you got questions, we up here to answer them. I saw the little hand gesture. See, again, man, some of our people, they don't know how special they are, man. And they almost get offended when you tell them that they're a king walking the earth. They get offended. But when the white man goes, you fired, they say, yes, sir. I'll go find another job, sir. See, again, man, sometimes I think our people are just oppositional because they're our people. Literally, I ain't do nothing but compliment the brother. He went, and it's like, while you're running, it's like, bro, so the only thing I get to see of you is you basically disagreeing with me and just doing a gesture. You don't even have enough wherewithal to turn and face your brothers and say, I don't agree, and state why. But then when you ask them, well, weren't you the fastest and the strongest in school? Well, yeah. Ain't your people the fastest and strongest everywhere you go? Well, yeah. But why does that matter?
Aren't you the most creative?
Yeah, aren't you the most creative, the most resilient, the most hardworking? Don't nations copy you near and far?
They in Japan doing wicks.
Yeah, and lowrider culture. You know what I'm saying? They trying to have the nigga's hair and the damn the Mexican man's lowrider with the dress and everything to go with it. You know what I'm saying? But yet, you tell our people here in America in the belly of the beast that they're special, and they go, shit, man, I ain't special, I'll show you. But see, they only show us that the curses are that much stronger. Deuteronomy 28:54, that evil eye toward our brothers. A lot of our people, they prove God exists every day, and they don't even know. Because they're living, breathing examples of the inheritors of the curses. Those who are afflicted by the curses of the Most High God. I thought we was going to have to deal with the devil. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Because he looked over here, he was like, oh, those niggers.
Right, no black people.
You know what I'm saying? My grandmama gave me that chain. Anyway, can you go to 20?
20 through 24?
Sirach 18, verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy. Humble thyself before thou be sick, and in the time of sins show repentance. Let nothing hinder thee to pay thy vow in due time, and defer not until death to be justified. Before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face.
So we're supposed to be continuously thinking upon our impact through our actions and how the Lord perceives us. And we're supposed to think about those things before we fall sick, before we fall into adversity. We're supposed to think about those things even when we're in prosperous times. And this is something that many of us as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and children of God, we don't do. We don't think about how God perceives us. If he perceives us as wicked or righteous. We don't think about those things. But when we need help, we don't hesitate to call on God. We don't even think, hey, how does God feel about me? I know I'm about to cry out to God because I ain't pay my rent because I spent the money at the strip club. But how does God see me? You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'll give y'all an example that'll hit home. Right? Not trying to put all my family business out on the street, but damn it, it applies. My wife, her mother, right? Whole life, acting a fool, rabble-rousing, creating all sorts of problems for people. Smoking, drinking, whole nine, never working. All of a sudden now, she started to get health ailments. Everybody been telling her, stop smoking, stop drinking, stop eating pork, clean up your life. I ain't got to do that. I'm an adult. You and that Bible, get that shit out of here. Whole nine. Now she in the hospital with dementia and having all these types of symptoms. Me and my wife, because she had a fungal infection of her intestines, I know exactly how to handle that. Wormwood knocks out all parasites. So I was like, hey, just give her this, it'll knock it out. They tell us, all right, well, she's fighting and she won't eat. So I'm like, so if you give her the medicine, she ain't gonna take it? They were like, no. So I'm like, all right, cool. So get you some pads, like paper towels or something, put distilled water on it and put the wormwood on it and put it on her skin. It'll soak into her blood and it'll cure the infection. We did that for her. It cured the infection. She's lucid again, and now she's fighting harder than ever, being a nigga 2 times more. Man, went back to her vomit, vomited it out, and ate it again. And that's what I had to tell my wife. Like, look, I know you love your mother despite all the things that might have happened between you, but you got to understand something. You got to let God's judgment stick. Just let it stick. Get out the way. So I'm going to tell you, if you keep interfering, God going to judge your ass too. God is not above collateral damage. I'm going to say that again. God is not above collateral damage. Can you look up collateral damage for me and give me the definition? Because most of you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians don't even understand. Some of y'all are suffering not because of things that you do, but because of the people that you won't get rid of in your life. You insist on being with people who want to be wicked, and you're trying to mellow them out or hold them back. And God is like, no, let them go and be full-on wicked so I can judge their ass. Get out the way. Collateral damage generally refers to harm or damage that is unintended, or that is an unintended consequence of an action, often a military operation, but it can also be used in other contexts, like politics, economics, and personal relationships. In military contexts, it especially refers to civilian casualties or damage to civilian infrastructure during military operations. Collateral damage from the dictionary of Merriam-Webster's. Injury inflicted on something other than an intended target. Both say the same thing, one is more verbose. So a lot of us are being afflicted with punishments that aren't even for us. It's because you're around people that you shouldn't be around. I can make it fit and make it plain to you. If you're hanging out with gang members sitting in front of somebody's house and it gets shot up and you're not in the game, that's collateral damage.
They be saying in these songs, I'm gonna shoot you and everyone with you.
Yeah, that's actually part of the culture now. I'm gonna air out the whole block. I didn't know your problem was with the block. I thought it was with 1 or 2 people. So now every target on that block is collateral damage because one nigga is angry. Yeah, hey, man. And Kevin Hart a fool for that shit, too. But at the same time, though, the Most High God is making it known. Like, hey, man. As a matter of fact, somebody give me Isaiah 13. Yeah, buddy. Because we have to let our people know, man, the Most High God he ain't playing with that collateral damage. If you refuse to separate from the wicked, when that judgment come, you might get caught up in it too. You're going to be thrust through. It is what it is. Started on verse 14. Yeah.
It's Isaiah 13, verse 14.
Bring it out.
And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
See, those of y'all who don't want to separate from the heathen and the wicked, you going to lose everything. Yeah, and we often bring that precept out just to say, hey, separate from the heathen. But you need to separate from the wicked in general. If you got niggas who like to run up in people's houses, you better stop rolling with them people. If you got people who love to go drinking and smoking on weekends, stop going with them people. God ain't playing no more, man. I say it all the time, man. God playing for keeps now. You might be thinking, man, I'm going down to the corner store and I'm gonna smoke a Marlboro while I go. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. You might take somebody with you who's completely innocent, get into a car wreck, and now both of y'all paralyzed from the waist down. Did y'all ever see that video of that brother? He was celebrating his birthday, and he crashed his Tesla and it caught on fire, and his leg was trapped in the car. He got burned to death, and his brother had to sit there and tell him, I can't do nothing. And you see him on fire. I've never seen somebody completely engulfed in fire, conscious for that long.
Sitting
No, that he was moving. He was trying to get himself out while he was crying for help. And the video is over 2 minutes long, and the whole time he's moving, trying to pull himself out, and he's burning to death. And you can see it happening. I had nightmares about that shit for weeks. But that's the judgment that God will do to you. And he did that to somebody celebrating their birthday. That's why we tell our people, your birthday's not more important than God. You're not supposed to be celebrating your birthday. You want a gift? Go down to Best Buy and buy yourself something nice. Go to the why do you have to make a day out of it? I'm trying to figure it out. All you're doing is just buying shit. You want to celebrate Mother's Day? Just tell your mother through a text message or a call, hey mom, I love you. I got something for you. It ain't got to be on a certain day. But see, y'all celebrate the ways of your oppressors. And the Most High God, he gets tired of warning you every so often. It's like a judge. If you're one of them people who always getting parking tickets and not paying them, and you get to see the same judge over and over, eventually you're going to do some jail time. And you're going to be sitting there going, but it's just a parking ticket. The judge is going to go, hey man, I've seen you like 8 times. I'm tired of seeing your ass. Go ahead.
For real shit.
2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And drop to 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
That's a sharp sword. Plain. You're supposed to abstain from all appearances of evil. So if you being with a group of people is going to make you look like a criminal, you probably shouldn't be with them. See, a lot of our people, man, they be thinking that these cops be abusing Jake for no reason. Sometimes the cops do go out their way to abuse you, but I ain't seen a brother yet who understands how to express himself with salt and, basically respect the powers that the Most High God ordained. I've yet to see a brother get put to death or beat down in the street. Never seen it. Now, to the niggas who want to stand there and their friend just going, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, like he going to receive power like a sand and shit, they the ones I see get body slammed to the floor. Our people just don't understand, man. You're supposed to be respecting the powers out here. Somebody give me Romans 13. Yeah, you're supposed to agree with your adversary quickly. Yeah, man. You're not supposed to be sitting there arguing and shit, tripping on the cops, man. What the fuck wrong with y'all? And that's not to say that what they're doing is just. It's to tell you, hey, man, this is their kingdom. Move with wisdom. And most of y'all act like y'all life is so precious and then you throw it away over a minor dispute. Yeah, man, man, respect everything. Man, you don't respect the white man like that. You don't expect that from him when he tell you, hey, man, mandatory is, overtime is mandatory this week. Or when he says, hey, man, I'm going to have to lay you off. You don't throw a fit then. All of a sudden you want to talk about respect when somebody asks you to move your car or they make a reasonable request. Come on, man. Go ahead and get it, brother.
No, Romans 13. Yeah, 'cause he got that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It's Romans chapter 13 from the top. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Let me keep reading. Verse.
Keep reading it. So what we're trying to tell you is the people in authority, whether it be a president, or a leader of a nation, or just your local cop up the street, all of them are ordained by God. Let's see what you should be doing.
Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So they're going to put the beats on you like Timberland. It is what it is, man. The Bible is already letting you know, man, if you resist these cops, they're going to beat your ass. And you see how them cops treat people that they have to chase down and tackle. Hey, if a cop got to come get you, he bringing an ass whooping with him. Chris Rock told you that in the early 2000s. If they have to come get you, they going to beat your ass when they arrive. Yeah, we're going to finish. Hold on.
No, keep going with that.
Oh, yeah.